first report political show. And then have a butu. And then you were Mr. Right, you were Mr. Kingsley. I do matter a Japan. Originally or known as Ofake, popularly known as Ofake. And then a wedding. Ofake na ye NPP UK chairman. Offer welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. Now, a tour offer so you Mr. Conrad Dumba, our former NDC meeting Kings branch chairman. And now was I current aspirants chapter chairman for NDC UK and Ireland. Conrad, welcome.
Thank you, my boss.
Say at the 20-year aspirants, elections in your mind. And then we will talk about Ghana, your mind Ghana, and normal air course war. We can we are bubu afa and normal bibre. Now offer when we are party in power. But however, the question we know, Edibema Conrad, because and then nipa bibre busame say the Entina NDC UK and Ireland up to date chapter elections. So the question is, currently the Ghanaian community in the UK wants to know why the NDC in the UK and Ireland have not been able to undertake elections to choose their new chapter executives and leadership. Normally in elections time normally happen.
So usually it depends, Kofi. Kofi. So thank you very much for the question. But it depends on cycle now. We don't have a particular fixed period, but usually so end of 10 and about now about Accra and so we are due for elections. Then we'll have conversations with Accra and then come to a date. At the moment, we're supposed to have done it last December, and a few things cropped up. And we took a step back and we said we would rather get it all right so that once we are done with it, you minimize the amount of noise, the amount of, if you like, disquiet and discomfort that some people would have. So if someone says, oh, there's a problem here, we go and then we fix it. I mean, it's not new. So even in Ghana, to our national one, our brother, Dr. Dufour, raised some concerns, went to court, we had a conversation with him, and we resolved it, and it went smooth. And personally, I think, Ronnie say, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing well. So it's not something we want to, rush through it and then spend a lot more time trying to clean up after ourselves. Because the bigger picture is not about NDC. The bigger picture is about Mother Ghana. Into this is just a mirror looking, if you like, a mirror viewing exercise where we look into ourselves to get ourselves ready for the main battle ahead against Wafake, my brothers and sisters on the elephant fraternity. So yes, it may be delaying, but it's because we've had a few special committees set up to look into a few concerns that may have cropped up and see how best we can do it. As a party, we are growing in the UK. We have grown in the UK. We probably have one of the largest number of branches now, than 4 years ago. Challenges will come, but the good thing is we are not fighting over it. We have all been very disciplined. We have allowed the committees to do their work. We have cooperated as candidates and as members. And the assurance our good listeners is that, look, worry not. One way or the other, we will get to that election.
But we will get over 1 year. She said it's been a while since
I don't believe, sir, it will go beyond 1 year. And I think, sir, what should be more important at the end of the day is that, is it done and is it done right? Not,
so the public perception is public perception is if the party doing election themselves are not able to organize that, then taking it to the next level makes it more difficult. And I think it should happen sooner rather than later.
It's a good point and a question that can be asked, but what's your evidence, Noah? There's nothing to suggest that the party is struggling to organize elections. It's just the case of the UK is the only entity for our own special reasons. We haven't been able to get there yet.
So why the community is talking about it?
Well, see, the thing is, Kofi, you can't, kabina mi kabi. And when you say you can speak your mind, you can't tell people, oh, think this way, don't think that way.
Ghana, it went smoothly. America, they all have done it around the world. NDC around the world. UK, still there.
Well, UK is the, if you like, the first diasporian entity of the NDC. And we kind of like, we're kind of a bellwether chapter. You know, there are a number of things that I can't disclose here, but
Yes.
in the event, initially, you know, we wanted to change the model of how we do our election and make it a little bit more rich, a little bit more down to the grassroots, if you like, you know. But halfway through, we thought, okay, maybe right now is not the time. Of course, other people, and we are Democrats.
People are watching.
Because we are Democrats, you know.
They have to know that people are watching. Observers are just, they're watching and they're looking.
It's good that observers are watching, not worried. You see, when observers are worried, then
well,
you
they will
worried.
come back one day. They will come offer. Who will be become election? Elections, no.
Kofi,
NPP, NDC election.
I mean, no, na means and soon chia. Yenyanoma almost 18. You know, I believe we have to give them that recognition and respect them for taking their time to sit in their sofas. And some of them probably wherever they are also following us. And yachao million kasana em say wakan sembia mama niaje. Also omuno first UK no the difference between NPP UK yen structure no omo no because if you want to be tie omo no dia no yen NPP UK branch no the whole UK no omo no chapter and omo no chapter no yen chapters na yen ya chichim na on the brofu kasa na yeka no and the yen branch no ye big kese and ya chapterizing no I'm making small groups, not even that small, but cities like Manchester, the Leeds, and you know, you talk about towns as well, Milton Keynes, and all these Swindons and all that. There were 21 as we speak now, and about I think 4 or 5 of them are still in formation, even Glasgow. And then also Aberdeen, Dundee has challenges that we are still trying to bring it up. Since I remember by Dihon Komo, we are trying to also bring it up. And so, personally, I think NDC UK, and they call it an island. Yeti an island kind, but then as it stands now. Yayi island never because Yama Island is one itself as a branch because it's a sovereign nation as well. So yayi and I any koti and I form we no. There was that agitation that yanzu so me I'm managing so and the omo liberty ma omo timi eti omo amane omo so a branch by themselves. I almost all chapters. Now the NPP UK. And talking about NDC, UK and Ireland, as a matter of fact, medio moya okakra. Omafili, because leadership wasn't very strong. As far as I'm concerned, in the UK, you don't even hear them from any platforms wherever. Niema ekosu UK ha, oba TBBA MPP UK. They are not very good in terms of this politics, in terms of ideas. Innovations, pushing ourselves forward all the time, trying to, you know, put ourselves in a certain level where as in a challenge is a bit in a boy and move walk away anymore. You advance the bracing and thankfully they also copied us because why MPP UK? MPP UK was formed not just 1992 or maybe 30 maybe better now celebrated 30 years. You were there. But it started from 1983. The agitation was from 1983 between the MPP side and the UP tradition, and then also even the CPP for about my way more and kind of like pressure almost to say Paul be much or Magumni. I didn't know Mugani free or mine, and that time the PNDC era. So what is it? So then it got to that 1985, whereby the MPP for na no UP tradition so everyone said that baby I want you near too much. It seems I had too much of ya can't boom maybe let's focus and do something for our own tradition. So then the second part started on the 1985 And then it moved all the way, the agitation, the pressure that we were putting on the then NDC, PNDC administration and one military rule. Now, yes, Debbie, let's push it aside and get a democratic system in place. A bit more boy now. Okay, so NPP UK, just like that. It was a force. It was a burden. It was a life changer. Now, we say they were fighting for freedom. They were freedom fighters. And then my 8 million could do then 1992. Then it was inaugurated in August 1992. And I be NPP UK because that time now they are fighting for the agitation. 91 Constitution has been, written by the country, and now we're moving into or integrated ourselves into a different level of system, which is going to be Kabima. Okay, and so history are very rich. Omodi ahote NT NDC a war.
Commenting on that,
and I mean it. I'm not just sitting here, just saying things just like that. It's a record. It's a history. It's a very rich history that even my administration, as it stands now, I have said that I'm going to put a team together for us to write the history of NPP UK. As I said, be a book, not just like that, because it's a very rich history that needs to be. Say a little bit two papers so na ka forever mpanimfo mo koye GH Mensa no meba na be kana sem no mama land me ba on ba me build bibia be ka sem acho okay and so yen hihye ye yi nipa na na ye yi executives ye ka omo ba be yi national executives ehon ti asem ni yo ye ka ho we the elected executives plus and a certain number Eko Ghana Eko yi a national executive, we are part of the process. Sisi ameno kasa sisi aye babe yi leadership flag bearer, which the person is going to be the leader of our party, then becomes the presidential aspirant. Aye denebeko na yedinako win power na yasa transubim. And next month I'm going to Ghana as a delegate to vote.
Yeah.
Now, my brother sitting here, me cry. In fact, now me before say be a mose chama in Bamba, and now me babishia. Not knowing just no cry no konko baby a community chama. For since December last year, and then necessary komo to omaba. Na omu timiko take part. Our omu national decision making. They could not do it. Ye omu flag bearer. They couldn't be part of it. So now one will ask, say, and the NDC, UK and Ireland and the Crown Pass obeying and I said being previous and almost all. And that is a serious question. But there are some serious questions that membership of NDC in this country have to hold them accountable, because almost disenfranchised ama they have been isolated, being part of the process.
So, thank you. Who will become the officer?
Yes. Well, very quickly, I think that my brother Wofaki is probably mixing a few things up. First and foremost, if we are talking about NPP, New Patriotic Party, not Northern People's Party, Ibia Wofaki now it was mistaken NPP for Northern People's Party. Now it was in Chroma time, SD Dombo no more party. Yeah, NPP. When was NPP formed? How is it that the child can be the father of the man? Let me misquote William Wordsworth. If NPP was formed in 1992, how is it that NPP UK was formed in 1983? Now, I take the point and he said you have predecessor organizations that preceded it. No doubt about that. There would have been many organizations, but NPP, New Patriotic Party, did not exist in the 80s. But I like the fact that you are drawing back. Of course, we all have grandparents. I cannot say I was born 19 something because my grandfather was born then. So that is one point I want to make. In terms of, you say, rich history, your history from where you come from in your village is rich. Miso media, every Miami Kurasi is also rich. Uko Kurasi, maybe you enjoy fufu, me I enjoy TZ. That doesn't make your food any less richer than mine. So NPP can have a very rich tradition, but that is not mutually exclusive to the fact that NDC equally has a richer tradition. NDC in this UK and Ireland started in '93. We have been here. We have gone nowhere. I'm sure, sir, my brother is very much aware of NDC in the UK and Ireland. We have always played a very pivotal role in the affairs of Ghana. Whether it's in, I mean, some of the top guns in Ghana were from the NDC, UK and Ireland. The way we structure ourselves, and I'm glad Wafaki has talked about the fact that we call our chapter, you see, what we have as UK chapter is the equivalent of our constituency in Ghana. And for the benefit of Wafaki, we are also part of the process. Just as they are part of the process, we are also part of the process. And so the structure is there. It's not so, oh, if you are UK and Ireland, you are not part of the process for electing your flag bearer and all those in Ghana. Whereas the NPP case is the case. No, that's not true. We are part of the process and everything. Okay. The fact we should be thinking about, if Wafake is saying, sir, if up to this point, NDC in UK and Ireland has not held the election, therefore the whole NDC is a failure and therefore are not even prepared to go to government, then let's stretch it this way. I made it clear, sir, NDC as a party, we have finished our election at all levels except the UK for special reasons. Our parliamentary primaries are done and dusted. Our presidential primaries are done and dusted. Our national executive staff are done and dusted. Let's go to Wafake's side. Yes, the up to national executive level is done and dusted. Have they done their parliamentary primaries? That is even bigger, if you would argue. Because, of course, I would not deny the fact that parliamentary primaries and flag bearership are its bigger stage for getting prepared to take over the reins of power and change Ghana than at our constituency level or chapter level. So if by Wafake's own logic, the NDC as a party has done everything except say, yeah, UK, we are yet to take off. And I explained the special reasons, which I can't sit here and give up. Yes. If that is true, and we agree that that is true, then that means that NPP is a failure because NPP hasn't done their parliamentary primaries yet. NPP hasn't done their flag bearership race yet. That is a simple question. And so we shouldn't be getting into, see, when you try to compare and contrast like that, yes, you will get into hotter trouble. So my brother, you see, there are reasons why NPP, you haven't done your flag bearership election now. There are reasons why you haven't done your parliamentary primaries now. I'm not going to kind of sit here and say, because you haven't done your flag bearership, we have got President Mahama as our flag bearer, therefore you are not fit to even be government. That will be very, very baseless. You know, it is, what we are interested in is get the process. It doesn't matter how long the NPP take to get their flag bearer, or how long they take to get their parliamentary primaries. What is important is that they get men and women of substance with the ideas that we can spar against them and get the best man to move Ghana forward. Otherwise, say, Tihai, so we have done it, you have not done it, it's not ready. Then I'll throw the ball back into the court. And I'm sure we'll be here till that thing don't come.
Before we go there, I'm saying, well, can we be as a meeting, my one or two?
We are also back. No, stick one place.
Akoye ono akasa minu na mekasa ba.
Okay, until call there.
Maybe point then say. O question now bisa me na me kasa no. Em so wan tiase. So atiase because then say na me kan no. Ani ba bi o fa no no. Ani ba bi o dia ku free na wo dia ba be duru ba bi aye we no. You could see clearly that the man did not understand what I was saying. I did not speak about omo elections no omo ye no preparation ko mo Ghana. Any the timing, any how long together. That's not what I'm saying. Our process is different. But what I'm trying to tell him is that Nipana, as I said, and NDC for as a leadership to take them to be part of the process. Ye or executives, which is the national executives. A kuku ye or parliamentarians. Mobile aspiring candidates. Or no so or to take part. Na Kosiaku yi a flag bearer. Now they were not part. That is what I'm talking about. They have disenfranchised the many members who are contributing day to day, going through the snow, going through the rains, and going through the sunshine, whatever it is. a part of NDC. They wanted to boast that we have representation in Ghana. But their leadership has failed woefully. Could not do it. You couldn't manage your own local elections in this country, in the United Kingdom. You couldn't do it. And I'm not talking about their elections in Ghana.
But their strategy, a number of reasons.
Their strategy in Ghana was different, and I respect it. Yes, your strategy in the process in terms of electing our leaders is also different. But we are part of it. As a party in the United Kingdom, we want to have the elections done. Myself and my executives that was elected at the time, we went there. We vote. We were part of the process. That decision making, we were part of it. They were not part of it. They put it together. 3, 1 go, beautifully done. I give them that kind of a recognition that they did it really well. And to be and said, "NDC money pobi and kunkumi and only at the Zenia Mutayano, and say you to me advance yourself, come on, and me, baby, or Mubudri and we and fine." But this NDC in the United Kingdom and Ireland was not part of it. And I am telling him, I think and I understand that he is a candidate who wants to become the chairman of NDC. If say an umbekono or banners won't me fancy papa bia me go akwa mom ntimi just these basic things done really right, then he is also a failure. And I believe that he should accept it. And can I apologize to the members of my party, because me I do apologize, and they have failed these people. And I'm thinking that if he will be honest enough, not on trying on justify, now on kofana the way kotuani the way betuani the way kotuana akwe na mitimi cheche mo I hear now person ko cheche. Apologize to the members and tell them that we have failed you. Give us time and let's sort out the mess.
Okay,
very quickly.
Quickly now come back. Let's move on.
Because
all can be anywhere but my justify me my church much. Me say that to me church because Conrad has failed. Your can is some me kai want it.
And let me respond in summary. Wafa case logic is this. Wafa case logic, no. Nya okani nyina is equal to this. NDC UK and Ireland chapter was not part of NDC's elections at flag bearership level and national level. Therefore, NDC UK and Ireland is equal to Conrad Dumba and is a failure. Therefore, Conrad Dumba is a failure. I hope you say
no.
I see this is where
you are right, 100%.
This logic.
Thank you for admitting that.
This logic is seriously problematic because you translate it to the NPP side. It equates to UK and Ireland is a part of the party. Ask him, say, elections. Is it every single organ in the party that was able to participate?
3 minutes.
If no,
hold on.
There was 60 seconds in a minute, not 10 seconds. That logic is defective. In the sense, you know, say, ask him if every single organ, every single constituency or branch was able to participate in their national elections. And if no, does that mean that the party is a failure because one wasn't? An institution moves forward. If any component of the institution is not able to get to the level, you look at the bigger picture. What I'm saying here, I am here to represent the NDC.
Yes.
And I'm speaking on the NDC. I am not here to represent Conrad Dumba. If you want to know if Conrad Dumba is a failure or not, you can put it on the table. I can tell you the NDC is so successful. We have a flag bearer, Muobi. We have our parliamentary candidates, Muobi. That is what is going to determine.
Okay, so thank you. Now, no, Mr.
You are not fair.
Now, Canada cast can be interesting. Or swap to Bawumia side. Now we are some of it, to Nanado and then the economic management team. Was see, Kennedy reported that Bawumia goes on and claiming to be strategist and the economic management team, head of economic management team. However, the same strategist is what has brought Ghana here today. What is he talking about? You don't know what patch over.
Question where we say there's a Kennedy no now, what is your party?
Yes, 3 days ago, and Okoka same way working Tampo East constituency as part of his ongoing campaign that all presidential aspirants and Bawumia don't engage. If they don't engage in clean campaign, they will be in trouble. So, my clean campaign no mukaki cansem.
Because we need to have a clean campaign. And NPP, what is clean campaign? Yeah, kasa monetia will be in what level? If some me catch or say, we buy a Missy Abrasamian, and I will buy one Sifia, and no Macazetia. Derby, near me, my yen, I may come once, and young Cassetia. Does that also amount to clean, not clean campaign? What did I mean to say? The attempt personally, I've been on so many platforms and I've said this and I will repeat that your party man, okay, irrespective of why and I support no. We are in Pabako. So any pana ye no. Yadene ko akotono amagana for say. Adwuma no ayaye na ampa Ghana fo nyina adia tumu ampa se MPP aye adwuma nkasa because sometimes the funny thing is Ghana fo me bring me people calls me innocent people Ghanaians na tibienti na mo adwuma bebreba mo ye mu ntimi mo ho dawo Ghanaians want us to talk about the things we have done. And I'm in agreement with Kennedy that on Honorable Kennedy Japan, that we should be focused on what MPP have done as individual candidates. What have you done? As individual candidates, and our platform now na yama kwanse kasa na wa utua ka na wode nam na wo kan nsem ko. And you see, Ghanaians are not, and then I'm no Ghana for just like that. Say, Ubetimi, I can sembia for wodi na yeduchi. What I say, and I'm sounding this advice to them, all the candidates, with all humility. I'm say, omujina and you see me. Okay, I'm 56. Very nice young man growing up.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Meso Ghana 4% a day and na omwaye a pain. A day na omugusu sisi ya omoye. And a day na omuba omubeyama Ghana mai. And your mammy and son we free more bibian hobby. And Tisa over Jina say. And as soon as we say, and I wait to say, and let me also take this opportunity to say something very profound because it has literally become something that is going to be an endemic to the party. There is this statement out there about Abeng, Ufrehin. I think it's not healthy for us. MPP UK. I came into NPP UK even though 1992 I was a polling agent. But joining NPP UK was the year 2011. Me buy na mpanifu ku no mu omo di animu aye adwuma aye be di omo na ase hwe adwuma ana na edi beduru ba bi ayewo. Okay, me be a second vice chairman of NPP UK 2018. Madwuma me ye eye no na me de nante all round the country e bo me hu da wo se e kwan na me fa so me som yen sa kwan no na me fa so me dey me som wo mu eno nti wo mu nto aba ma me eno mu to aba ma me Even here in the United Kingdom, Obadaban took place as well. Because some bia nipa no bi no mo no me ma mantem de but a juma me ba ya me ye sleepless nights, being on other radio stations, going to programs sometimes internationally, and going to the chapters, going to funerals, going to this, helping the people, doing everything I can to make sure in the interest of the party. I rose beyond that limit, and I am the evidence of Obadaben. But now living evidence of Obadaben in NPP UK as a chairman. The Obadaben should be taken out of our campaign trail because that is not what people are going to be voting off. And you know the reason why I'm sounding this advice. Kofi, you see, if we are not careful, it means we are dragging people away for not even being part of the party, because you know why? Say the Obadaben na beba be adwuma no dia. Then obviously mo amuba ya tie no mo amunya mo ade den ye nya obi abiem. And I don't want us to tread on that tangent. We should stop it.
Now what about the strategy that has brought Ghana to its knees or here today?
Which strategy are you talking about? The good strategy that you can talk about is the COVID-19 coronavirus. Someone
Baumia goes on and claiming to be, Baumia goes on and claiming to be strategist and economic management head of economic management team. However, the same strategy is what has brought Ghana to its knees. Kennedy repeated that Ghana is the only place that those who send the country to IMF claim to be strategists.
Do you know the people that Kennedy Japan is talking to? He's talking to delegates. If the delegates think what he's saying is right, it is their conscience.
But Ghanaians are other people who are not delegates. They are listening
now, are you listening to me? At the moment, what it is that Kennedy is on a campaign trail. Boache is on a campaign trail.
Yes.
So and so is on a campaign trail. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is on a campaign trail. Alan Chamati is on a campaign trail. Everybody is talking, and that is what makes the campaign very interesting. And I love it that 10 people right now has gone through the vetting, and as far as I'm concerned, all right, has been cleared by the vetting committee, but the National Council and NEC meeting is going to endorse it to make sure that they go out there and campaign. That is why we send the people out for them to campaign. You might be thinking, say, who can the right thing? But delegates and the people around the globe, Ghanaians and not non-Ghanaians, are still also watching and listening to you.
More 2 people are delegates from here or NPP UK. More any vote on it within this? No.
NPP UK have 3 super delegates.
Super delegates, okay.
And you know, say more than 5 yes, so.
Okay.
I'm going to 5.
Okay.
And this year we are now November. We are going to 26 of next month.
At what level? You chairman, and then what others have vote?
We the external branches has been given 3.
Okay.
The 3 is solely depending on each branch's rules and regulation that is in conformity with our constitution, which is the national one. All right. So every branch we are making a decision. Now in this situation in UK here, we have selected 3 people who are going, but on a national level, which is the November one, we have 12 delegates that will go to Ghana also to vote. And so you put it together, we have 15.
Okay. Now, do you think the state of the economy is on Bawumia head now, based on what Kennedy said?
The state of this economy in our country is in the head of the government, because the government is
the vice president.
Now, who is the government?
The government. Okay, Nanado is the head
of the government.
Yes, Bawumia is the assistant.
Nanado is the president of the country.
Yes, and his assistant.
And then Uteme. And then he's got his vice president.
Yes.
All right, and he's got his appointees, the ministers, deputy ministers, CEOs, the MMDC. That's government. They are in charge of running the day-to-day of our country's movement. Now, the economy of our country as it stands now, and I'm glad that thankfully, gradually is picking up. It is even if candidates need to be quite careful. That's a omo intimi and strategize and structure omo ankasa so campaign crowd message here. Ebi obekwa ko do November na ye kwa to abano. If everything is really fine, then it means ogufu. Niamene o cannot say. So you should structure your campaign in such a way that you will be involved. Because when you structure your campaign on one line and then it fails like NDC is doing now, they base all their argument on the failure of our government. Now, they are taking advantage. Not thinking about policies in terms of time and opposition. You see about the one district, one factory, one constituency, one ambulance, this and that. And you know, no dream say, young fairly, no maybe. And that personally, I think says, we a candidate. Now you think say the country should fail so that you be blame Obi. Now we will be taking over. That is a non-starter. That is a failure for probably that person's campaign. And I'm telling you the truth. Let all of them adopt a platform where it will be. Thank you. Yeah, it will be a very consistent, appealing message, talking to the people, telling them what you have done in the past, what you are doing today, and what you are projecting to do in future.
Thank you. Conrad.
Yes.
You heard it all. Do I repeat or what?
No, you don't need to repeat. Okay, thank you very much. I was going to say, please. Why are there? You see,
so a bomb so now
you see, I am glad who said Wafake took the thing like World Cup very personal.
Yes.
You could see he was in the flow. But you see, there are a few points I want to. One thing I agree with Wafake is this. Leadership at every level and every contest must always be on meritocracy.
Of course.
It is not about gerontocracy. It is not about mebahache. It is not about and so I agree with you. And that's why in the NDC, we always go on meritocracy. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how long you've been with us. It doesn't matter. What matters is what you bring onto the table to change Mother Ghana for the better.
Yes.
Why are we in this mess? Obika say, oh, no buy. This is not the beginning. And I'm glad say Wafake is here. Wafake is part of the NPP. You were there those days when we were talking about Yenimni Alai. When President Nanado and Honorable Alan Chemantin were contesting, was it not Yenimni that was running around? Why didn't we stop it at that time? I don't have a concern that if we had campaigned on the fact that President Nanado at the time has a record that will speak for itself, he would have won. That conversation of Yenimni should not even have arisen. As the US people would say, the chickens have come home to roost. What that Yenimni line that was run then is what is being repeated now. Because the young then have grown to be the old today. I don't have I'm not in the NPP. And if the NPP were to go and say, I'm far away because of her chair, I don't agree with it. So I agree with him. But they should ask themselves. They cultivated this fertile ground of we are the, we know. And there, in fact, it went to the national level. And all those kind of rhetoric. Painting a picture, say, we no more minya Ghana. Today is what? Obadaben. I think that it's time for the NPP to do introspection and realize that politics of old division, it can temporarily win, but the chickens will come to roost at home. But you see, Kennedy makes certain points. I know, sir, my brother Wafake says, oh, it's the government's failure. It is not, and Nanado is the president, and therefore he's head of government, head of state, head of government.
Did I say the government is government's failure?
Well, you were asked the question. So no, the failure in the strategy.
No, did I say that?
Okay, well, Fake, maybe it would help if you let me make my point.
No, but correct yourself.
You said it. No.
Did I say it's a government failure?
You were asked a question. I hope, sir, my time will not be chopped by the interruption.
No, I'm only trying because you mentioned my name.
Yes,
good. I said it's a government failure, which I did.
They can play it for you.
Did I?
You said it effectively because you asked the question.
Did I?
Yes.
The strategy failure that
correct yourself.
No.
I think it would be good.
Please.
If you do that,
see, that's a positive statement.
Let's wait.
Let me finish my point.
Okay, what did you?
Okay, so who's responsible for the economic mess now? Who? Bawumia or
Kennedy is
Nanado?
blaming, saying that it's on the head of Bawumia.
And did I say the government has failed?
Oh, but that's the question. What was the question? And I want to
I explained in detail of how the economy in our system. Even COVID-19, coronavirus.
Okay, Union.
We will
give you the chance to talk.
Of course.
The question is, Kennedy is saying
economic mess.
Kennedy is saying that Bawumia claimed to be the head of the economic management team.
Good.
Yeah. However, he is the cause. The country is in this state.
This mess.
Correct now. Yeah.
Kennedy is saying it.
And asking Tempo,
who is responsible?
When did I say that?
So who's responsible? Kennedy Nekai.
And I'm saying.
Who say government?
No, hold on. We will come to that point again. So
who Bisano said?
Continue.
What Kennedy said. Is it Bawumia or government? What did he say? He said government. Did you say Bawumia? You said government. No. Simple question. Did you say Bawumia?
Okay. Let me repeat it so both of you understand.
You can ask him the question.
Kennedy reported at his campaign at Kintampo East
Good
constituency as part of his ongoing campaign that if all the presidential aspirants and Bawumia in particular don't engage in clean campaign, they will all be in trouble because for him, when he says something, he will reply. Kennedy reported then that Bawumia goes on and claiming to be a strategist, an head of economic management team. But however, he is the same strategist he's using has brought Ghana today to where we are in our knees.
Good. So the question is, who's responsible?
No, you didn't.
No,
who's responsible? You didn't answer the question. Go on.
I didn't answer.
No.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Relax.
Yes.
When you brought up the question of government,
yes.
When you brought about Bawumia, who mentioned government? Who brought government into it?
No, you go on because then we drawing to go on your point.
So the point here is this. What my brother here is trying to do, like many NPP people are trying to do, is this. There is a mess. No one denies that. They can't deny we are in an economic mess. There are many countless. I mean, you can tell me that 54% inflation rate as of end of last year, or even now inflation has gone up again this year.
Do you think that
this month inflation
Kennedy
has gone up?
Is actually his statement, Annoku Bawumia from being able to even tell the people anything because now he said at the end of the three. So
I'm not thinking Kennedy is saying it. Look, if you are the vice president, you are the chairman of the economic management team.
Yes.
If it is a success, you will come and celebrate. In fact, Bawumia himself, first 100 days, he held press conference and said, as chairman of economic management team, he has locked the CD and given the keys to the IGP. True or false? Why didn't anybody come and tell us by then it was Nanado? I'm not here to blame Bawumia. The entire government takes responsibility for it. But if you are chairman of the economic management team, what Kennedy Ajapong has said in that case, I have no choice than to agree with him. I always celebrate President Mahama as chairman of economic management team in 2011 that delivered the highest ever rate of economic growth for our country, 14% plus.
So what makes Kennedy come and say things like this?
Good. Kennedy is speaking the truth that many are refusing to speak. But let me get into something. In his statement, I'm not getting into MPP contest. He talks about the fact that, look, it appears as the government apparatus is lining behind one candidate. And that is part of the reason why some of those candidates are a bit upset. But that is their problem. Kennedy's case is, if you want to discuss issues, let's discuss issues. If you come after me, I will also come after you. In any case, what Kennedy has said is public knowledge. That is why Bawumia is now like IT manager. He doesn't talk about the economy anymore.
But then
why is Bawumia not campaigning on economic competence.
It's coming to offer, but let me ask you this. But then he's saying that Kennedy repeated that Ghana is the only place that those who send the country to IMF claim to be strategists.
Okay.
It's a very strong statement Kennedy is making here. Who has accepted?
I think what Ghana, well, and he said it from the word go. He said, his video is around. He said, if you take, look, he said he used to say, NDC as a government failed because they took the country to the IMF. So if today we have gone to the IMF, what can he say again? And he says, we cannot put before Ghanaians the same people who took us to the IMF and ask them to vote for them. We have been in this country when people have come and said, yeah, Tisikasu come there. But Umia said, I was Deputy Bank of Ghana governor. There is money in Bank of Ghana. Bawumia said, we don't need to borrow, just toll the roads and we will build all our roads. Bawumia made so many lofty promises. He went and rattled out 170 theoretical questions.
Is this coming
and my
back to
good
hunting?
question, I'll come to that. My good friend and great father, the late Emisa Atta, said, academic laurels and knowledge without industrial input is what? That is that we are seeing in Bawumia. Completely empty.
Please, land, so that
yes,
you come back to you.
What I would say is that this is a lesson that Ghanaians are learning. You have all kinds of characters who've never run an economy before. That's when President Mills told them, you've never been president.
So it was inexperience that made him make those statements in the past then? Is that what you
Let
were saying?
me quote my very good friend I look up to, Tony Edu. It was what he calls the enthusiasm of a novice.
Okay.
Somebody who was put there to say anything and everything. You talked about, remember, recently I saw him when they talked about single digit inflation. He was waxing lyrical about, oh, there's single digit inflation, but when I go to Bolga market, the prices are down. That was economically illiterate, because inflation coming down tells you that the rate of the price increase is down, not that necessarily that you go there, the price is gone up.
Thank you.
You see,
Thank you.
Let me just land. The point I'm trying to make is this. What Bawumia is going through at the hands of his fellows is exactly what the NPP should be looking at themselves in the mirror and saying, all those lofty promises, all talk, we have the men, we have the men. We have the men. For the first time in the history of our country, we're hitting 54% inflation. In this country, every Ghanaian, for the first time in the history of the Fourth Republic, every Ghanaian's welfare has reduced by 1.1%. The NPP said it themselves when they went to IMF. Go to the IMF agreement. GDP per capita is negative 1.1% this year.
We will come back to you. Sorry.
That's what Kennedy and
Is
Japan
there
is talking about.
togetherness, in the party now? Because the 10 aspirants, and now Kennedy is saying, hands down, if you vote for me, Mahama, boom. He said he will win at any time, hands down, with Mahama. And they should look for him if they have all these challenges. So he's throwing challenges at the main aspirant, which is Bawumia. And then Alan Chamate is saying that he is also part of the economic management team. So Alan, he has collapsed Alan as well. So the two of them, the economic management team, so he collapsed both of them. The Ghanaians are also looking at everything and saying, because there is a video going out, and I can let the producer play it, about the CD offer. He's talking about when we took over, it was 4 cities, now it's 12. What is Bawumia saying about this? When the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will respond to you. Kennedy is saying all these things. So he is saying he's not, it's like he's not part, but he's in the same party. He's been there for years, over 30 years. But he's saying, look, he's not a decision maker when it comes to those cities. They have economic management team. And Alan and there. So he has collapsed most of them. So where did they go?
Okay, you see, personally, I have been in a position of not trying to get myself too much involved in the race in terms of supporting or talking for someone or I'll always be in the middle to talk for the government.
That's it.
Okay. Now, when someone is talking about a CD to dollar, when we took over 2016, what was the world state at the time? What is the world state at this time? Okay. So these are the things that, and that's the reason why I'm saying that if we are not careful, some of the candidates I'm talking about, if we are not careful, we will get to a point, because at the moment, we're going to lock 5 of them off by the special delegates elections, which is next month, 26. And then November 4th will be the day, which is the D-Day. Okay. Look at how long it is for us to get to that point. So if we are not careful, and then we base our argument on one specific policy direction, and don't broaden our coast to make sure that we are tackling everything. Because when you become a president of a country, it's not only the inflation you're going to be working with. You're going to be working with all sectors in terms of the country. What I say. And so, baby, I Gina Sisiano. Me person me here Conran favor kakra. Because me person me hand in too much because of the position no or compare Sisia say or person obey NDC for chairman. Senya sa and can make corner level be a ka one here the road be finidi. Because we need me the make us say as a sebio ne esi o wiase no onti ase papa. Nze mo use say
just ahumo braba omu ama no
ahumo braba mu ama no because uti
me ama go full steam.
I won't destroy you. I won't do that.
Oh, I won't
do that to you. Look, this is a government government for 8 good years. Time I will take you over now. Now the GDP of the country was hovering around 8.5%. That is Kufuor's era. Okay. The system was literally moving to a certain direction. Ana or minor or for 3 highly indebted nation. Na yet it's real mine. Enya oil any toso. Eja hokoe. Emu omo sorry na omo kono. Na Ghana na dumso bia ni ho. Na Ghana ni IMF. Even at Amels. I think I want to save this one for the next section now. We'll say because we want to mean tackle our part.
Okay.
Nimu nyedu. So, kono nimu nyedu.
Okay.
Nimu nyedu. The person mentioned that I had on too much. Because what fairly on mine
permission
what the on mine akwa share IMF ase wabra yenya hand the gold of country that is na ne ho aya kono ewiase nyina ba on mine mu Ghana for na wa ma no ne at say United Kingdom many certain businesses in our country at the time. And I remember that time now obitimi koto taxi. No, the amount will be pay, was it work and pay? A man will dream, na ye discount banks and discount to more market. Near come muska say, Munina Mufanya Juma. This was the economy that was handed over to you. And then they see no any pandemic. At red chambianwa, a babato or my Ghana. Absolutely nothing. But you run the country that even the Muamu president and or Yaya Sebe now on the home funnel. Or no crown pontia pono. With me raising the Ghana's GDP that was handed over to him, no, and 8.5% to 14% in 2011, 2012. 2011. President Mills, at me peja. Ghana's GDP mu drew 14% plus. And then Odumja came in. Odumja John Dramani Mahama came in and put the gear on a reverse of the country. Ran it down all the way from 2012, which is 14% now no inherited, you know. And you about 3.4%. That's how the year share IMF was say. That's how the year to assume for 5 years. And you sit here and tell me, say, Obi anasa time no economic friend say the macro economy na ye jama na ye sika dua na wabu ato fom na obi ba ye na oso mu na opeda edua na si wo no na covid ema ne gie ne nsem sa akoto fom no na Ukraine war esa be kan na tire na ontimi mpagya ne yie wo be kasa ono no momu no am mismanage the economy. Now you can't your economic management system as you say you don't even get it, you don't have a clue.
Are you referring this to Conrad?
Conrad and Sam make a person me trying to say.
Is it going to Kennedy or Conrad?
Relax.
Utie. So Conrad no why say obi a what to boabo kotire o down no.
Ojulo alo ayi this.
Utie.
Onto the straight.
They ono what to bo no kotire ne say ne ho nye na yi sa akwa na o ye Conrad na o gyina nten na o ka say na ni gyire.
Yes.
Because the oil a strategy was suja gum. But young man come and suja gum because Kennedy Dapon is on a campaign trail. He's working really hard. Honorable His Excellency Baumia is on a campaign trail, working really hard. Honorable Kofi Kodwa Preku is working hard. Jogate is working hard. Unimadia Bako a good thing. And let me take this opportunity to lift my membership and our followers in terms of your supporters. Mama left to Omakuma because when if you feel say any pattern na age no. And for that matter, even Kennedy Japan crowd Bermuno, if you no move for say race near Alan ne Baumia. Oma Bamobu, thinking say no no call Bermu be here. What bed ginger base? Ni pattern na age no. Look, there were so many people in the country right now. Because of these economic challenges na no mind no. Enya abainum forms was specifically. We are nipa. We cannot say that bibia ye de baka kwese COVID or friends Ukraine war.
Kennedy simo obi behind COVID and
no na make catch on. Enti nipa no dodo na abamu awu my Ghana mu. But this campaign no Kofi Kodwa Preku nkofo di nachi o ma sori e di ahokeka ne ani je di nachi honorable Boacheja nkofo honorable Kennedy Japan nkofo Alanche Martin nkofo His Excellency Baumia nkofo a ginger base. And I'm telling you this strategy NDC can never omenu omo say omo yes are flat, unthinkable, not thinking through really well to do that flat election now omo here, you know. That be na what say obi bodo mamadi as a flag bearer here, you know. Because you're taking over the space. And we're going to go all out, making sure that we are all over the country throughout, from now till November, and then as soon as we elect our flag bearer, we're still going on again to our parliamentary candidates. And you take space, you know, from now. Your month July. July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. And so do mama and go kitten now say oba obeba be chama Ghana for no obeba nya kwa kwanya biem atima be kan ho asem e wa bonten.
Thank you, Offer. Now your next topic, but answer this back.
Yes, very, very quickly. Yes, number one.
The last one, which is Volta region, which Kennedy was talking about.
Very number one, very simple matter. My big brother here, Offer. I say, economic. I am throwing a simple challenge to him on this studio. Me and him, one-on-one. One-on-one, dedicated, one topic.
Wow, look at this.
Pure economics.
Next time, no, you better arrange
one-on-one. Yes, see, no matter how they match the goat Christ, it won't stop the owner from taking it.
When your opportunity can one-on-one.
Money because yes.
All I'm saying, he says, I am not economically mature or literate enough to stand that. I am saying, sir, I'm throwing a simple economic challenge. Me and him. NPP record versus NDC record, general economic acumen. Me, I won't come here to make noise. Okay. You see, this is the kind of attitude. We have the men. Sana, you don't even have the women. The kind of, Professor John Bafo, all that noise about me, we have the men, economic management team. In the end, you set up what? I'm coming. No, let me finish.
Economic management team.
No, Professor Jambafo, Dr. Akoto said, in the end, you compare 40 member team to manage the CD. That was collapsing. The economic management team, Messiah Nankasa, Yafani Diashu. So, you see, the point I'm trying to make is that Wafake has spoken a lot, but some local says many words do not fill a basket. What he has said is all excuses. Let me tell you something. What's he doing so? You are Muhammad doing so by you are 56. You are my elder brother. I'm only 41. Very small boy. But I remember saying 1998, me were SS2. Or more mutual SS no. Na doom so ho. That was under President Rawlings. I remember in 2004, I was still in Legon. We had doomed so bad, said Dr. Frio, who was the Minister for Power at the time, said there were generators on the high seas. That generators haven't arrived there. In fact, President Kufuor, gentle giant, auto brand new pickup, the pastor, so Monko Akuso, Monko Bompa, so that so will fill that down for us. Was that not doom so? What did you call that? Load management. So let us not sit here and kid. The metrics are there. Since Nkrumah de Akuso Mboba, how many people added enough power to solve our problems? Our problems were because of a deficit in energy generation. I refer my elder brother to Ghana Energy Outlook report. Start from President Kufuor to date and find out who solved Doomsaw. The Doomsaw you are talking about, President Muhammad didn't generate it. You were there under NPP. Where that Doomsaw that was there, what did you think it was? Did NPP hand over excess power supply like President Muhammad did for you in 2017? Did NPP do that in 2008? So what are we here talking about? Say, oh no, the Doomsaw buyer. As for growth now, let me make a simple statement today. But take your government, take the average growth rate of the NDC government under President Mahama. Start from President Mills all the way 8 years. Never more, in fact, project some more and see whether your average can match our average. We'll see. Just very quickly, let me land. You are there making fun of President Mahama had 3.4% GDP in 2016 at the end of his 4 years as president. 0.4%. Let's look. President Mahama's own is 800% yours. This is what you are saying. You think Bawumia is your economic messiah. He gave you 0.4%. President Mahama gave you 15% inflation rate. Modeko see him out of last year, full year last year, 54%.
Okay, let's talk
Mesh debt to GDP ratio. There is no single economic metric NPP inherited and has done better. Because of time now, Okano, I am saying to I know that our listeners and your viewers want it.
Yes.
One-on-one, me and him, person to person. Forget the titles. Let us show economic fire. Me fire to fire. Me a village boy. But when it comes to economics, and when it comes to that, I am not scared to take on the NPP.
Just 2 minutes.
It is record by record. Forget Ukraine, Russia.
We will set a date.
I will tell you, look, in your when you mention fire to fire, I will ask him, what is Ghana's trade with Russia or Ukraine that affects us? 1.2% in terms of export. How can 1.2 cripple the remaining 98.8%? COVID in Ukraine. In fact, COVID gave us a surplus. I will prove it to him. Because of COVID rescued the city. As of December 2019, Besano, IMF World Bank debt service assessment. Ghana was already debt stressed in December 2019. Go and find that DSA report and read it.
Thank you.
So let's not use excuses. Say COVID new way never.
About 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't have any problem with that. You see, Conrad approved clear said clearly until Nyamana Yakanas again and again. Okay. Because you see, Otia Kunyo who is here, and I can't summon that tables. Ozians and Tujada. Even if it's 2 minutes, just say it.
But then time with you, long time with you.
Time you be. Also, you can't talk about it. One. You are challenging me to my economic ability. Okay, so the NPP, NDC, we don't make noise. We don't come grand like that. We do the do. I have needed you. I'll do that.
Because all kind of jai. You see, a year day and I call Doomsum, one Tiasi and make an TME on Tiasi. Okay, 2012 election. The expenditure, Opa Corneco find it out. Sika NDC spending 2012 elections at all costs to win that election. I'm telling you the truth. They spent, that was when Omotoka teacher Mayan Kitinkiti, then also about teacher Kokon Kitinkiti, in Prekon Kitinkiti. So what I say? Teacher Mayan Kitinkiti to talk cars 4x4s, Range Rovers, the Land Cruisers, for even and for no money as software, just for the community, no, say Omon Tomo and for Mao. It was very expensive to run that election. Over 5 billion Ghana cedis was spent in 2012 elections by NDC government. And now we election no mu fu say omu ye obi abro ye to abana ye wie na 2013 January 7th ye handi over ma omu self no. That same year, no first State of the Nation address. You were Mahama. You were Namkai. I'm so we baby. Oh, dear, I hear you. Or say, I read Namono and Pahamanaka Dumpi. That time, not doom so much. In fact, you were at a mercy fence, you won't do so. Yet, Dan can you throughout. But I'm now Gina Honomana State of the Nation address or catch the Ghana force. That was the first time I John Dramani Mahama, your former president, no one said what kind of credit at Ghana for. He told the Ghanaians, he told Ghanaians the truth that ya Jinamuno Nina Amanaka Dumpi. That was where their predicament started. That was where they could not manage the country. That was where the management system and where they went to Senti.
Because of time.
Mainland. Omuko Senti koye sa economic conference bi forum bi a omuko fa maami akua donko edini ko se onko mo madwen mo mfa entimi nwene kwan obefa so de abu man no na omu eye sa nyema nyina ekokosi tire wieye no anye yie no. They went to IMF. You know why they went to IMF? It's not COVID. IMF. There wasn't any disaster in the system. There was nothing, absolutely nothing. And I see, oh, yes, yeah. It has to be called for, say, yeah, desperate. We have to go to IMF. You know why they went to IMF? They said they are going for policy credibility. Policy credibility. Adjina seven previous. You bet me dia gene as shen niema e dia tetere yema ko say malande wa ya.
Thank you. Conrad, yenko voter region dia na ye infamy. Kennedy Japan, I think that he's mentioning good points for NPP and also for the country and like we take this call, although we're running out of time. Let's take this call. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Me bacho one friend half refrain.
Me friend my friend Nana Washi. Na me kaka some effect. Ye ni NDC ni mo so na me on check economy as extra your party one more Kennedy Japan them. And yeah, some of what you find is that I am a quarrel. What the apple I am, you can't tell. Don't matter the apple, no matter what you lose, I'm almost better. If you want to, I will cut out some better. If you are fucking drinking, on team freezing after, on Cassia, don't get to Kurumba every day, don't to Kurumba every day, yes, to 20 minutes. I think around water. Everything you have to find you. I didn't know what I want. Now, see, I can't see a family. Who can be different when this went, I got gave by your reason with where I want them. Ghana inflation equals 0.4%. I will have want them. I didn't know what the Gruma is 0.00. I don't know the old. So, instead on the Asama Dios, all catches on my home and 3.4%. 2016 months, and at war part. That's all what happened 2020 NPP no envy or more envy. That's a name like Bloomberg every fortune and saying that. Our project yes about the big growth this year first quarter.
We know your time Intino. Yes, now. Nana Boache.
2%. Other than the whole family on our work up 2020 inflation. I buy no to it's meaning as some autumn on Sadan Chaku talking here for free from 92. As some of the young Canadian for Ghana inflation, very much out to the because the documents in we are 2020 annual increase in Ewu her. What is 2019? 2019 yeah. Annual I 1.791%. So we have 2021. So 2020 is 0.851%. That's what the friend said. 2021 the end market, 2021 the end. So okay.
Nana, you're running out of time until land day. Debbie, would you land day, Mr. Land day?
4% Let's go here. 0.8%.
Nana, yes, Lande, why? Mr. Nana, you are not listening, Mr. Lande. Thank you.
Zinkula, I quickly have to correct
what
something.
We do is say, now I can home. Okay, yeah, go on.
Because Nana Boache, I'd like you say, if you can't respond to something, just say the person doesn't understand what they say. I talked about 0.4% GDP growth. Nana Boache is confusing it with inflation rate, and he said, I don't know what I'm saying. Tell him to go back to the records he has. Look well.
No, I think he's just misquoted it. It was inflation.
So let me finish.
It was actually GDP.
Good.
Hold on, Kola.
But he kept saying,
no,
relax.
No.
But after he was comparing it to inflation rate in the UK.
It was a mistake. No,
it is not mistake,
no,
because look, he was comparing Ghana's GDP growth rate. Oh, please. Can you do the needful as well? So let me talk and you see if you can correct it. He said, Ghana GDP, I said 0.4% in 2020. He is comparing it to the sub-0 percentage of inflation in the UK. So tell him that you don't compare inflation and GDP.
Okay,
they are two different things.
Okay, yeah.
You know? So when anybody
do the
Nana Boache,
do the new voting.
I'm not landing. Oh no.
Sorry.
What I'm saying is, all of them that will call and say he doesn't know what he's talking about, they should first find out what they are talking about. You don't come on a public platform and compare Ghana's GDP rate to UK's inflation rate and start talking about prices are going up and down. I did not mention 0.4% as Ghana's inflation rate. We wouldn't have a problem. So he was wrong.
Okay. Now the point Nana Boache is making and the figures that he's using, clearly the guy is talking about the GDP, but just the code of GDP. Sometimes what debate me pick now okay no but Nana Boache is talking about the GDP, and what he's saying is that even that 3.4, did you hear him saying 3.4%? And that's exactly what I quoted. Now what he is saying to you is that baby says even as it stands now, check Ghana's GDP growth. Not check baby even now crown mumu handy over na 3.4 no yen even in the midst of all these troubles I have, what did the meter say? Then another Boache catch one in the say, baby, I will land in the time. I'm most sorry I call Assam na me this every year. Now, yes, I will more than 1.5 years. And by the time I didn't make out to say, election na you know. So one you careful. Now say we fact the economy and base your argument on the economy. By the time I land you and your NDC modern kokon ketenkete babano. Na economy na bounce back and
last call I
it means na more fairly.
Thank you. Yeah, last caller. Thank you, Conrad. You take you call we na afraid here. You take you no more call na you fam. Hello, Pacha one free.
We there sitting at Sorry. Good afternoon to you. I'm Mr. London here.
Okay. If you ever ma 1 minute why because of your time, yes, sir.
It's unfortunate, but I'll try and deliver as quick as possible. I've been listening to the debate, and the person me share, and I'm a NDC for the NPP representative now or studio room there. Gone are the days I'll make me a people to a Ghana for any. I make it propaganda say mobile the check in politics and continuing for justice and those politics are over. Ghanaians are wiser. Those things doesn't work anymore. Talking about sharing of Range Rovers and land cruisers in election 2012. This mentioned one person which the NDC gave Range Rover or land cruiser to. Those days are gone when they bring their arguments online without any proof. Or take a handful. On board or give it back to me. NDC for check. Read those and land cruisers more. Ghanaians are wiser. Look, let them know that we also had issues which impacted on our economic growth. We have credit crime which affected the entire banking system in the world. I think almost you create 4 points. It seems that almost so Spain. You create 1 IS. Thank you. Because of time, I'll let you off.
Thank you. We member of Parliament for Asin Central in the Central Region, Honorable Kennedy Japan, was say why are disappointed in the people of Volta region for always voting for opposition NDC, despite the NDC doing little in their region. Then he went on to say that there are a number of untapped resources, and he wants Ghanaians to give him the opportunity and challenge him, and he will make sure he turns the fortunes of this country around. Kennedy is of the view that both Nanado, Bawumia, and Mahama have had a chance in the Volta region, and they did nothing. And he's the one to bring the changes that Ghanaians desperately needs. He believed that he can bring the change the country needs in that area. Who wants to go first? This is our last one of the first. Volta region of has always voted NDC. That's what Kennedy is saying. But he's saying there's a lot of untapped resources there that Bawumia and Nanado and Timian take advantage of.
Well, Kofi, I'm saying what center argument now on Kennedy Japan.
Because he's mentioning good points, and the country not
I'm only making an emphasis on that, which is good because why not say NPP and a deal common. So what I say, NPP for and a floor is say dear, and yen Ghana for a deal common, and as I said to you, say. So we timing from yen strategy in terms of yen election year, yen dia corona, ya taking the stage in terms of talking to Ghanaians and giving them updates and informing them as to how things will go. No, I am telling you, say look, the Canadian Japan okay be Odin komo ekire o my Ghana for. Say MPP aban, aban aban ye tono twini a enyi. Because I'm not sure Canadian Japan is running on NDC's ticket. What you say? Say the idea Canadian Japan running NDC ticket so there, and then it would have been a different strategy. So what you say? But Canadian Japan is running on the ticket of MPP. And it is if so or no say, Sisiano, voter region for. On Tiasie say Omoto Abada Sutuma NDC. And I'm telling you, he is 100% right. Because if you look at how loyal the voter region has been for NDC. Look, recently I went to Uti region, going in and back. Hoy town roads that I saw. I am telling you that. Say if Secretary Japan Kasasim will say, look at the town roads are even the voter region, not only the Hohoyo, but region ni munina akwanya ya ye na niamimi di medima ni kwa ko hu ye no ye Hohoya na mi twema ko Uti region. That's still the numbers are still coming to NDC, all right, so question is on Tiasi. And I believe that Yeko Yanim is saying, on Zeti Hono,
but Obo Nanadu Dini,
Uti, Nanadu, any Baumia. Or say, there are so much potentials, if that is what you said.
Yeah.
Resources on top resources are, yeah, or for Munsa in Kai, in Yan Kai. Now, near all can say MPP government in the side Twaswa. So on top one, no, baby, I am could do or no, Ebebuama MPP and Casa, as I had at me a tapo near the Apple. It's just MPP are buying bar. So on top ones, no, even near ya tapo in your tapo, baby, a war money, no, you bet tapo, let me develop voter region on the Ghana. It's meaning ya 100%. So we Nanado di any Baumia dina or see or more intimate chess or more bone. A Jumana or more, you know, or more intimate drew or munion drew and no crown you yes, our 1.5 years. And so maybe every crown or no walk and over a crown of Indians to cry, Yatapo crown sana, ye first half now, your second half in your wee, ye dear. Many Canadian Japan ya 100%. I want in some walk and a war ginger base. Now all reminding the people of voter region say, Sabin previous. Mama ye sa when you mean when you assume a seat, when you win no, yan tuntune, na yan shen near obetimia boa ama muabrabo a diampa. Because some people buy, I'm telling you, near my year with voter reading. It's amazing. As my make an UTM.
Or no so uncanny.
Nanny, I'm make an UTM. Yes,
also the MPP, and I'm secretary so I can't say.
As someone I'm make sure say, was say a good year be on more cry young fire and some kaye.
Yes.
But ya year Juma here and you do one dance. Now, some people are buying no bar. Now, or say, but Twaswa. That is exactly what Canada Japan is saying. And definitely if we maintain the power to move the country to that direction, definitely you bet me a move, let me a corner tap one back near the whole year into your 2 or more for say. Next election, you know, one come on now more margin in 7 previous and Nanimra Ghana and chain and say. Ebekwa too much of say ya wo me to NDC mu na me papa na wo NDC pani na me wo fa no ye wei na mpanimfo no so wo de wo nsa timu mofra na pampam say tintina wo mo freedom no mo fa nto aba wo pe no eno so wo nyai na nkwala ni ntimi nya wo man kasa adwene emfa make decision fama o my Ghana
wo be sa a face minim say wo ne Kosi Amankwa
I said that the most mo stretch me. And I'm for Conrad, mammy, I will be feeling put on. And I did I was Yamankwa, no, you lose you. And I know more than Abraham is and trust. Macau lose you no massacre. No matter. How many Akosiamankwa, what nothing. Honorable Akosiamankwa, I want to young winning less. No, now more than ever. Oh, no, God, I will lose one son over Betnam. Domra, near Lincoln.
Conrad, you all can't voter region debating.
My response is saying, Joe, Chasopoku Sikani, yeah.
Wow, look at this man. Oh, that's all I'm catching home. I question what we say here. Who the question?
Point. You Massa. I am about to land at helipad.
Land there now. No more.
Only at the country and what Canadian Japan just said is what Kumewu people said in their song. Ahanye Kumewu. Inti who can vote region assembly say oh NDC vote for this and we've done whatever. And what he say, you twisted it with voting. He didn't go down the vote. But what you have said is exactly copy and paste in Kumewu.
Okay.
It's like, look at what President Mahama did in Ashanti region. Is that not the same thing? It's the problem you are talking about in Volta region. Don't let it make it look like it's isolated to Volta region. You have it in the Eastern region in a bigger proportion. You have it in the Ashanti region in an elephantic proportion. So my uncle Salim at all. Let's not. Yes, let's encourage our people to be issues based. Vote for the best person and not necessarily say they are ponchekra ebesi in some constituency Ashanti region. Yeah, but man under NPP. We have know that. So what he said, I agree with you. If that problem is in Volta region, that problem is worse in Ashanti region, somewhere eastern region, in most northern regions. It's, you can see it now. It's pretty much balanced out. We're talking about Navrongo Central. It's one constituency.
You know the reason
you can do
why?
whatever you want.
You know the reason why?
Please, we can go into that in detail. But the point he's making is this. You see, Kennedy Agyapong is not a stranger to the NPP and this government. He is part of the government machinery. This is taking me back to the Yetisikaso and Hekomdiye. This is the same thing he's saying. Say, there are untapped resources. It is a good call. I don't deny that. We must maximize the use of our resources across the length and breadth of our country, wherever they may be. And politicians must engage to give the leadership to do that. But when did he realize that? He said when he has been part of government machinery. When did he realize that? In fact, there are untapped resources even in Asin Central, his own constituency. So look, I welcome this. But what is the record of the NPP and this government in managing tapped resources? Cocoa, our biggest cash crop. Complete mess. You supervise Galamsey to destroy cocoa lands on one side, and then you saddle Cocoa Board with so much debt. That Cocoa Board is a pale and ghostly shadow of what it is. Was it not 2 days ago on the 14th that they issued debt restructuring on the Cocoa Board bills? You took so much debt on the particular institution that was providing what? Our cash crop for stabilizing the city. That, you go and read the IMF agreement now. If you look at it, it was part of that they have to do the restructuring. Cocoa Board used not to be this debt saddled. In 4 or 5 years, you've destroyed it. That is hampering our ability to pay our cocoa farmers a better price. It's hampering our ability to bring out and maximize the use from the cocoa resources we have. Now, all these things about now you are being in power for 6, 7 years. We are in our 7th year now, right? And now you are suddenly waking up to the fact that there are resources across a farm place in a way. Where was your mantra of Yetisikaso Ekomdiye? The Ghanaians are not poor. There is wealth with resources. One district, one factory. How many factories have you set up in the Volta region, in a farm place, to take advantage of those resources? Even when all your flagship programs. I'll come to One Village, One Dam. Where my community where I live in, build One Village, One Dam. It became, when the rain small, kids were playing football in it. That's the kind of wasteful expenditure and mismanagement and bad governance that supervise all those lofty dreams. I always encourage everybody to dream. I have no problem with Kennedy Agyapong saying that we must maximize our resources. Even in this country, say I be too cold, our Cornwall. They are looking for valuable mineral resources across. Every country does it, and that's what we should be doing. What we should not be doing is go and barter our bauxite to China in the name of we are going to build interchanges. How many of those interchanges have been built yet?
We'd like to thank you or thank you.
So that story,
yeah,
what I want to say is, look, there's a call for us all to join, regardless of the government. We should encourage every government to maximize the use of our human, natural resources for the development of our country.
Thank you.
Not selling an asset like Tor cheap. Not look at what we did to oil. We handed 2 oil wells. What happened to those oil? You start trying to privatize some of them. But it's a good call. Let's hope they listen. But this is their government. So they can come now and start playing that opposition. When the opposition said, yeah, ba, yeah, be, yeah, ba, yeah, be, yeah. If it is good, let Canada do it.
Thank you very much.
No more future tense. Yeah, present tense and past tense.
Yeah.
Thank you both.
Last 1 minute. Very okay. Just a minute.
Hold on. Producer, in 1 minute we'll be, if you're having a break. Yep. Yeah, thank you.
I'm saying, Conrad, Yetisikaso na Nanado Canon. So, and some of my candidates, my main point is on Tiasi. Okay, say Nanado Kasi Yetisikaso, so come there. Sikana Wahim, Isikana Shafum. We have to work on it to bring it out. How do you bring it out? You need to have investment into that to make sure you bring this money now you see a tesono out. And that was exactly what we were doing, bringing the economy up, making the country attractive to the rest of the world to make sure that we can put some measures in place. Ebetimi aboan amampa ye sika na ye tiso no yetimi akoto sika no ye kofade ababontin na afi yetimi make good use of it. Nana Dubai or the gear the Ghana Integrated Aluminium Authority as a corporation Ediaba say they should build a refinery for our country so that our bauxite now papa we enua Don Dramani Mahama ekokofa emu 58% edi koma ni nua se onye obra that time ni ato abetia na wo sori akona 29 December 2016 oh sorry aka 8 days amana sorry I was signed 58% of our whole bauxite in Ghana the man in nua yentimi hwehwe mu ensi refinery a yemfa raw material no enko abontini biem. These are the measures this government has put in place. Ebua omaino amayetimi ayeden akoyenim. It's just that the fourth year and water ena odware abamu ena COVID ni Ukraine war came in to disrupt the front of the effort the government was putting in. Don't forget the 2017, 18 and 19 economy that they left with the GDP growth was only 3.4%. We raised it to 7% for 3 years. Ghana was quote unquote outside the world, and now was saying that Ghana was the fastest growing economy in the world, not the largest economy in the world, but our mind Ghana our fund to Madia Bona say made into my chama sene na me pese me bomb bra na me timi come anim was Ghana. If COVID did not hit the world, Ghana wouldn't have been where we are. And even as a matter of fact,
just a quick one to say,
no, you don't have time. Okay.
What I want to say, Lily said,
Ghana wouldn't have been where we are.
It is not true that President Mahama signed off that bauxite thing to Ibrahim Mahama. Let us be very clear here. Listen.
Like
Ibrahim Mahama,
no, like to
as
Ghanaians.
a businessman,
Started like to Ghanaians that
he
signed that contract 29th of December. What are you talking about? Like to them.
He went through the right process. And the Mineral Commission rightfully certified him.
NPP.
These people took it and gave it to China.
NDC, no.
What happened to it? Where is the bauxite? This is a factory now.
Okay.
China is been shipping all of that bauxite out. Ibrahim Mahama is the one building who has built a cement factory and employing
you don't even understand.
I would like to take this offer.
I'm not to become NDC chairman.
We will be back. NDC chairman. You don't understand this.
You don't understand this.
You don't even know
they don't really understand this.
To debt pressure.
No.
We will be back.
Conrad,
you don't know
that. You know the bauxite. The bauxite was a proper.
You want it to be
okay? Hold on. Up your game. Guys, up your game.
I tell for Mamu Kobe Bia. Honorable Kwesi Amankwa, NDC Kumawu parliamentary candidate for the last election and also for 2024 election is here. Now, Obe joining of a K into of a K second round. Mr. Kingsley Adumata Ejapol of a K where NPP UK chairman.
Chairman, I will tell you.
And I feel here. I feel so like yeah, there was good luck. Producer, over to you. We're coming back in 5 minutes. Good evening. Yasa Shiabie. Our Omega TV UK first report political show. Ofake, a TF4 say well done. Say Oko, we second round of show. In fact, your energy level, no, very good. You have good energy level. So only energy I want to mean yesterday.
Yes, so am I.
Yes, thank you.
I am yes, no, and anytime we have some mobile friend, we are no, me ba.
Yes.
I have friendly fire. The CND kind of. And as I say, millions so abesra, I say, Oba abesra UK. On say, Oko, a corner, Uluzua. Drew baby as Oko Shebe now home kakra. Who's another Luzu back on Oba. You can have the Sani, you know. Oba no be home, no strategize it. No sako, but the foot one will be man say, O Momo de Uncle baby or one. O Mama boy and people need to teach man, never boy.
Okay.
Now,
thank you, Over. And now, you Honorable Kwesi Amankwa, our NDC Kumawu parliamentary candidate for the last by-election and 2024 election. Now, you do Bashasi. First of all, Oba, I know what to say.
Oh, baby,
I will do that.
Me bedrew, and I started in bedrew, I think, Friday.
Friday. Now, whether I see you good.
And so they say go to talk.
And all.
And so go to talk.
So you can soon tell the agree. Who they compare Ghana?
I will be a dame of Manchester.
Wow.
Now come really feel.
Wow. Na mobile haso Jenny no.
Oh, okay. Come.
Okay. First time I meet UK chairman NPP.
Na chairman na meeting in culture. Those times the WBA appear more Van Dyke more.
Yeah, that's right. And now the Hot FM. Yes. Sausage Radio.
We see much.
Wow.
WBA everywhere. I mean, I do money. Me that's so watch me cry.
I mean, who's it? Yeah, idea they be America say politics. Yeah, politics. It is what it is.
Yes.
There should be NPP. There should be NDC. And Ninya, if it's in good faith, for the best of Ghana.
Yes.
Say Ghana be into who opposition Nipan NPP ye Juma. ABA will perform 60%. Into opposition where Juma say you be pushing in that 40% now all lacking. The nearby. Yes. Sometimes you can get complacent.
Remember you were not what your council. Say, despite losing at Kumawu by election. As NDC parliamentary candidate for Kumawu constituency. Still, we are optimistic. You are optimistic that you will deliver the seat for NDC in 2024. And how are you going to do it? Again, I'll be differently from Omo vote last time. Because Oman Tuama, but they say no, we are more kind of who will believe, say, and what might be changed 2024, December 2024, and yet to say, a number of factors be a normal beer, while super say, will come once in a while.
I mean, the simple fact, general life, is no crowd winner.
Yes.
What the chef for my BP, to be honest, the beer may be no arbitrary. As long as a minimum say, may hear the right and may head it towards the right direction. May start Kumawuna may make key statements be in different platforms. Maybe I could be idea make and say, dear may my main TSC Kumawuni say, I don't mind say, Anka MPP stronghold, and MPP Kumawu Ubedru yes in su MPP na ye, yes a quine MPP na ye, yes school MPP na Kumawu private economics koso chrono afan into my pay for coming stand it.
Yeah.
Because me crew year made in cade maybe I say business I'm a person me any aden at least environment ni very good and I'm a market angle.
Yeah.
But you see a stronghold. But a stronghold maybe someone say a ding and a back is our claim. And there's nothing. There's nothing a back is our claim. They say Kumawu a stronghold and it should be a stronghold. Apart from almost rally a cause, because I say, papa, but me abijina, some more can say, yentuma kumawu na ahade ye NPP for. How is that a message? It's not a message. And because of sad intino, sisi ano so no nipa any be nipa ete and yema be as nipa ete why they are doing politics, especially in Ghana and in Kumawu. The good people of Kumawu or more take politics as say okay, yeah, nye politics for the sake of it being. Yeah, nye politics. Say yeah, Santi Funti, yeah, MPP for. Inti was here to my MPP. It was a politics and a benefit here. Near who say nipa ya edi omani ato omusun. Emwa bi emfiri maho. Ya dada asem kwa ne atro na ye bedi kyerɛ ne ato ama omu. Enso omu deliver. Inti eno na emma me sa strong believe ne say come 2024 say no kren eni adane. The show was saying say okokuma wu a say nipa no obi no no ho so much say na then kra na ye say mistake because machines ye go ekwan na ye de be dada say ye and ekwan no ya twe machines ni nye fro. And you see that the insulting part of it is I say ye do wadwin say diagro because ye hu say the MPP ahokaka omo de ba be gu kwan no so since me nana Yura Filibasoa, may he so rest in peace, or talk from not by election in Bebe. Yen, I'm sure the Munya Mobi. Machines are ne good chronum, and a Juma and a Kosoa, just a day and night. Yet, Kumawa Kwany Yamam. And the reason was a year time I saw that I said, I was a bay. And minting ye and your politics into Yate, I say, Kumafoya to Abama, yet to Abama, we are, and the over who chrome as I'm talking to you. Tipper tracks. Tipper tracks are a tree and we are free, crowback or about times. A tree and we are na a quan in China, you drew go why a giant. A filly and that's a grade day. There be a no crane grader. The ties I can see at the press a quan. Barco is soon. The young man be real so naturally. No press it. Who the egu quota, who the chese kwa ye bia anywhere ekoso. But ye name say 2024 is just around the corner. And ye be keep it. So I say BB koso.
Now apart from Kwanye, what about Ekrona in terms of hospital facilities, in terms of other facilities?
So media houses. I don't like to play into your politics now. Ye pivot into ye beba be jina be tumregu ni penny abeka di eni enti media de metima kan say enyuma ni nya is come to, there's nothing there. Kumawu is as it was. Apart from say kwan ebi wo ho ye me metina ha ntwantro omo ye ya okwa ubehu say ebi ya ye awie but with the promise say ye be ya kwan ni nya ye ebi wo ho kra na eso na etutu kakra ya kodwi ni nya say ye ja kro no mfuturo eno ene ha me. And a hospital is a start time by election course. Nipa go giddy a baby and a correct city. I say go. And I mean it's not fair to anybody.
So election be bano e said ye baby.
Yeah.
But election we are no be ayra.
Say the pay nye we.
Over what in here?
Mati. My name is Nyasi. Platform behind Ekwana Yafaswa Kasa. And I like his presentation in terms of this kind of posture of humility. You know, great presentation, talking to the people. I give him that recognition.
Thank you.
Kumau aya santimain, mimi fra santimain, mimi fra asante ebuakwa. My brother ne ebuakwa hene. Before the election, I was in Kumau when we were doing your primaries, you know. But first of all, no, mami susu ensamfa konye tsunami manamo. Se unya kukudu na utimi jinaye. Nyo ubia ne betimi nya kukudu kwa se ubetimi ako for election. Election is something that it drains you.
Yes.
You're not, and you put in every fiber in you, making sure say Obaba will win it. But unfortunately, baby or one, anti-man fever, and also tribe him. which
2024,
which is a good thing. Be an vote no na so besa atim more kakra because Osha edumana or kan wasem. As a matter of fact, me ntina entina fidie we so United Kingdom na me medina chinye.
yes,
Nia wo kan sisi ano say no kra akomawufo ya we say ampa ya sese niyema ni nyina san de free ho ediko. Which I believe say ntimi shed that entirely true say you bet me akonda de akomawufo sana because in fact at our national council and NEC meeting before Kumawu election, I was in Ghana. I was part of it. Decision that we made to go to Kumawu in terms of acquiring money and part the drawing board, how far it was. In fact, that time Nasudada, Tihobi Naiva or Mwakwata Ankasa gave a proper detailed report as to how the Kumawu town rules are going to be done. And I will be a bit amazed if say NPP ultimately deliver. Say a time my 8 years beso na ye ntimi and deliver sa promise na that one day me angaza kwam betina ha me mfanchere. We are still working in progress, making sure say near only Kumawu, the whole Ghana, entire country ni na e ho aduma na ye and sabi sani ayi na azu ni no o man chichire yan chichire na dakrope babia kakra ese kakra ko babi kakra eno hwe nso afoto no susu mu eniema no enhye da nyina ne naso papa ewiase na di ho adanse and Sunday now said about Wednesday you were there and you are in this country where the Prime Minister Sunak about wanting be catch Ghana for UK for nyina say CCA o mino sebio ni piuto atwanwa na omo breye ye nyina ye bre and NDC say omo nche da mfa bed bia nche da me go mino so too much na omo no omo ba gisika no aframa no ne efize obia wo kwa akogye visa wo beba krom ha bia ye betutum akosoro na ye prawo se na be ya bitimi anya sika ne bia beboa bia be so o mino sene e wo UK ha ana afin so omo free amanone etu kwan ba na omo beduru akrom ha na omo behwe omo ho yare ana nso so ne bo no ye be pagam akosoro kama se ne be ya ye be gisika na free omo ho na yetimi ya chechire oman United Kingdom. You see, say when we are playing so naive, excuse me to use the word, oh my God, na yen kra no asabe yetiam abruchire na ebinum de wo ho jim ititru pa na NDC fo a ewo even United Kingdom ha talking as if say we are seeing everything is fine. BBNC na do ne na ban na mismanage economy no BBNC ye entina o man no sabe ekoye na say the whole United Kingdom Prime Minister is the one talking like this, and it tells you that there is something wrong around the globe. Now we are in America omo debt ceiling ekakakra bi say enka even they couldn't manage to even come to consensus to say omo betimi apase sa bipartisan we na man omo timi anya sa omo budget anese omo kae kosoro no ne kwan esese de faso timi nya sika timi de ebo man ni mu akaketo abi enka omo ko recession America je kra em say need 2 months class 1 month me wa okay, you go to France, go to Germany, go to everywhere if you are seeing mina and then me de me mam yenu eko baba baba show enemy you try 35 pounds and kwala ni nyina ya de obi 15 price so na kan kwala wo mo price
5 pounds of course
nanya 5 how can that jump not just 100% to try to make it 10 pounds but it's gone 15 pounds. How many percentage is that? And then yaw me ne me mamians mienu me ka ho miensa and in kwala for you you omuti na otwim ya na otwim mienu bia ifiabo asoma me kan say entro na media United Kingdom for tie me kokos kozisi ai say okwa shopping. And I remember time on free and I buy and I walk check and I buy back. And I went to Costco to send me a corner on she trolley immune. She said, never you know, boom, come and send you know, call ya. And yet double na dia na double. Shoot to call one and catch them and sorry in your back one animals and actually that is what we are facing. There are some supermarkets that you go crana in so crana a park na Ghana ye didn't go be na nya opebi opa articulate akra me ba me ba
sa na wo pese kire ahoche na ho aba ho
kumawu asem ne yaka me ba on say nkomo udi na se wododo ho yi a yie ma ne yakono so ati ase enti oman Ghana na ye wom sisi a enye different from America enye different from UK. As a matter of fact ye kura de ye ni afre ni ye develop enti se ye nya aban a ono no timi tusi wo se mepe se ampa the roads that my brother is talking about year of roads a BC da say every single region have had great delivery in terms of town roads mi yi kwa me nkroma no mtam to nchen ne enwome but in this fourth republic even President Kufuor Krana wo ye magic ankasa the developmental project aban we aye nana do danko Kufuor do ene na ban we aye NPP aban aye ewo man Ghana mu no asuye Ghana fo nyina age atomampa edi kumawu se ya kwan se ye den nia ye tiche no obian sabeso no de so nkakra because e che Ghana man ni nyina. And I believe we are not going to disappoint Kumawu for ekoto aba omo dwene ye esusu ye ehu nipa omo fo se ampa ye suma no na okosa suma no a na okọ a ebema fie ayiye binkase menua entisa but you see unfortunately party na owo mu sisi a emwa because party a ono na sem ne se ono de ye wo bayi enye Kumawu akwan ne ho behia no enye hospital na wo ho no aye beka ho asem nya no ne ho behia agenda 111 anya no na obeba ba chiche nkokọ nketenkete ene mpeko nketenkete former president what ayi papa ne design John Dramani Mahama oka hente ofa me boa wante
me de menti o baby
wante why dishonest back home ebi a wonte dia ma so wonte
mati a me ntwantro
oh okay me de ba mamu na mabo a kire no
yo me be say we ba argument
why okay the president ono say ono de anye Ghana no yie die too much no pe say no ba obema yen kokko ne mpreko nketenkete on confirm kure tuko Burkina kra nyamae wo sa obema yen kokko nketenkete yen fanfan ahia na mdi kuma odi ne bisi
yeah
me de anka
yes can
what is it me bra panya asem o kan ye nyina eyiya asem say ewi asem me ya na politics ayeye no de ya me pese nyia ye gitum say eye Ghana first Ghana ye enu nti ne nyia we gina bonkum we gina nifa na ebia ye say di otwasa no onim se na chi akye nti na wodi animu na me a me wo opposition me de minim se madwuma ne say de ehia no I'll prompt you
yes
ne ye pushi for but ni nyia ne ebeboa ti Kumawu asema ye kan ya ye de abefa UK de ye papa Sunak yes wa me twantro was it kro ne ye ho kire which is fine and abrabo aye boy nyia problems ne de is there me you know otherwise ka bibia ko pepepe life no kra be boring and I say we a leader we mandate ne say obema solutions o can we is a problem no ho no o ma solution say e kwan we so ene ye befa ye de be raise saa sika no na ye de abesoso saa ne mana na o kan de bi ba ko wo ma na ye me de say okay this is a leader o pay ye man mai o kan o be ka say now o mo be taxi nipa na hoho mpese o mba kro no ene o mo mpese o besiki medical assistance ye put it and also ye chrono structure no mo put in place so ye be didi ho Okay, and okay say, at this moment, I can't afford to put any more taxes on the people of England to raise their money. The entire medical point where BM say, "Wa solution, the solution already a home tree. On kofa solution a besa de a home tree pia betu ya subi. Nti we're looking outside the box. Me pacho NPP aban. Enema ye koso kroma. Me feel say just somewhat a lazy man's approach. Say ye here sika. Yen taxi businesses. Me I'm a business person. Ghana. And it's become even impossible. And jokes aside, unze krono say be adwuma ye nye onko ana wo didi. Wo set business wo nipa ba ko me enu bi wo ho. And e bia meka say business no magaya e bia nso masori abetena he. Mo abetena akra me school certificates ni adekra to nchen na me mpese McDonald's ko ametima kwa akopɛ adwuma. What about the nipa 3 and now 4 nanka omoda me no. Any almost families. Inti me problem nya ne say solutions na eba no. We are not looking at the better of Ghana. And more Ghana for. And my ye kwa ho chim. Inti fine. Mo de ye nyina ho se mon ka se global issue. Ahochira ba wi ase. But other people are finding solutions by not putting extra burden on their citizens. Pacho, what you must say? Inti no say NPP and me bra can say sa na tia. I mean, in fact,
Yanko Kumaru. You mentioned, I was reading about it, that, and when I look at...
I mean, T1 being functioning, the is money correct.
And you mean, can question we are now answer on no first.
Like we are now work.
Okay, of course.
On the million acres. The good thing is that, or can say, a buy we say on far burdens and mammoth on mine, which I quoted it before you said it. Now, the country that is already developed, it's been established for so many years. We are walking on pavement around the whole country. United Kingdom, these 4 countries put together. Scotland, Wales, England, and Northern Ireland. Systems are in place already. And you're talking about a country where people like himself are a businessman. Now, omun knows our system. And so I think maybe I may mean in a and say, yeah, approach now, yeah, taking to try and create that enable environment for Ghanaians to have jobs, to have entrepreneurs in our system. You're talking about YouStart. You're talking about the NEIP, training the younger generation to build them and give them some kind of a capital to build their own businesses in the country. And that's how the conversation we need to have. And unfortunately, if you look at how your friend is saying NDC plan and a platform a day bar, yeah, sometimes me do because I'll share in the past the economy that they left, the situation they put Ghana in, and then almost Soriako. Now you started say we are trying to put measures in place. A bit me abuama and a bit do some rain and papa our team in Jay, a bit me enya opportunity no more. Now what me a training human after nipa more. Nanka Ghana no gradually yakoye. We did not see that. We saw complete negative growth. Near my neighbor system, no see a planning innovative enough to create that environment. You know, it wasn't there. Even as they are talking right now, even in opposition, they are not even talking about it. They are just blaming the government. What is your alternative? What is it? The 40% in which the government is doing 60% that you're talking about. The 40% that we are not really doing right that you're talking about. It's not about the direction only. It's about also solutions to the problem. That you also can become government by chance somewhere. So what are you proposing to the people? What are you telling them? And you're telling them that, oh, mommy, you know, my trainer, now that is quite insult to even the country. And so me personally, many of you know, and I think, of course, we need to talk about
that. But person who the full contest because it could be me every time.
First time I watch him cook on
and then what can me count.
Conrad.
But I'm thinking through say your papa be kakwana.
Minimum asem.
Memo.
Minimum
producer.
I'm farmer no yentie.
Because you the context of that conversation because you person promoting agriculture.
Yes, was I yentie
supply
people of Kumawu was I yentie no. Meaning say after the election issues came out with donations to voters.
Yes.
Okay. Now donations in elections crime
illegal
under yes under Article 33(1) of the Representation of the People's Law 1992. And the Political Parties Law 2000, Act 574, criminalize vote buying for both the giver and the receiver. Now, who said BBC but did the police are they doing enough with this crime?
One say idea say to be honest with you.
Because I don't think I will say 1 million vote buying
Mami see so. Say the election. I'm very.
But it will repeat again.
Me can't see what me ma answer. Say the see unim say me metna FDA so a nipa P ATM control. I was shocked when I saw it because and say be a temple it was in plain sight. Wow. Me fee na polling station e be me sorry because I no pano na say bibi koso inti me sorry e kra no me fa atade hye ya na me se me ko eno kra de na nka ho me dru ha yesi table no ha electoral commission table no about 50 meters away table ba ko si ho na nipa atwa ho ahye inti asema me de ko e no kra no me busa ya umma me ansa wie no na che me tan na de dia na e koso wa he yesi ye chiska. And I'm so into policeman original police station. I'm say but
that police need now.
Police need me no obaba ko be ma.
Almost be.
There be omuni gina polling station ho. And away cost be 50 meters away. Into to my shop no me tell me hu and I'm say oh. To me call police and I'm say na say we it can't be right. As at that point, say na make am mean control. As at that point, I didn't even know about the legalities of it. But I just say I didn't and you're right. It cannot be legal.
Did you ye bibi and I say my still man ko on.
Ain't me catch a police and say, "Oh mon to me yes awa." As my police and catch him say, "It's not here." Omo de bahadia ye beti ma stopping. Na de wo ho no ono hu de ekoso. Adam say o chief. Na as my me no okay de. Me no me no na gina. Enti omo gina ho a ye chiche sika man krofo ya.
Na ya omo chiche ne say obi aba na obeje ne de.
Me de ma me ye uko no ye yiska na ma no age na de omo ne ombeka no omo ne oma na ho no ma me
can representative party ben
NPP party
NPP yes. Party ni pa no she NPP atade na ogina ho
na plain giving money omo ye NPP executive said e krom ho na yeti obi an nipa omo ye je na e free ho no omo ma omo wi a na there was a group of them na ba ko di nipa na wajiska na chi no one naba
so but say you say oh to ade na mpa
into obedru ho a was a nipa na disabled nipa na disabled into one na edi na chi abe assist na ma na betu aba and also and way from this polling station me challenge omo police ni into omo hu say me make and na boys na exercise scanning ya na omo movie e fa dan na chi and omo kwa
mba ku city we no be foforo
me movie kwa obviously they stayed. To me, another police station, me do the same thing was going on. And at this time, Nipana Jiskanewi, no Bema Penny. To me, do an NDC guys, no honey be, or more approach me, oh, no, Papa, yes, in a near fra. Ni Taylor Shopney. And to be honest with you, me, make a campaign. I know ni Taylor Shop, because I'm saying, remember youth, ni be a quack was yes. To me, and I'm na say guy minim no na ye tailor wa no.
Na di so fry.
Na ni fry. Na ni fry. After me challenge.
Ghana challenge.
No crown. I think that somehow out of frustration I overreacted. Into me approaching or me come say no, you can't be doing this. They want the police in so big now. And I'm saying no, papa in a fry. Nipa wo ho mu no kroma. Na ni fry dey na chese na ni fry. After dey ho ono efri na no a me tim come here. O use word bi.
Onu ala.
Onu asini. And I'm saying me pacho e one am free you know officer no. I'm free officer and say na obi a na adwen ye adwuma. Are they allowed to come and vote? After they no officer need.
Only capacity.
Only capacity so they better about. I mean what was it? Yeah, can't say. But I'm not lying about this. It happened. Inti eno achi and I'm afraid my sister back or a lawyer. And I'm says, "Na sad way is it right?" And I say, no. It's illegal. They can't be doing that. They can't be doing that.
Oh, yeah, criminal. Say Ghana. Well, when you so, but also no one your preparation be to say Ghana no. I want. This is what is happening.
Mami can't say me no. The many abra make Kenya because Corona nyame dia mayen. It's such a beautiful country. Your politics, no. Hold on, why call her? Yeah. Your politics, no. You're cleaning it out, Kakrabia. Ghana will be one of the best countries in the world, but you're accepting it maybe a MY. Idea okay, very important because remember of Akiakan, but Yanfakoi. Would you find say Ubiako or sin Efra, another person? So on an America, or person making sure say mouse can wako you do vote to what you have to vote at. Over your beba, your basis. And Pacho, one friend, after free.
Hello, Pacho. Your friend is citizen.
Oh, Mr. Citizen, saying long time. Boko, where you kakra say I shall program as late after I shall see. We
it's unfortunate. Make so loud and clear on both YouTube.
No, me patch say Manunko na my no short I'm call his own. Yeah, what
I'm trying to tell you a problem. I can hear you loud and clear on both YouTube and Facebook. But on the phone I can hardly hear you, but I will manage and make a quick submission.
Okay, thank you.
Quickly as I can. You see, Kula, that's something very simple. I think that the chairman was that. Look, Obia aspiring to rule Ghana wants to rule to better the lives of Ghanaians. And it's a party there. Now, party B is a party in all the year. I was a party B, and you know what to expect. We are losing sight of something. I said, NDC, their hope of attaining the political power in Ghana is based on NPP failure. But they are not telling us exactly what they would do. Joe Mahama has been there before. He failed woefully. Now you want to come back? Despite the achievements of the man at the level, what they said is not enough. What have you got to bring on the table to better the lives of Ghanaians? Who might assume 4 or 5 solid years? You deny the system. Free NDC, what is possible? He's been able to make it possible. Despite COVID and all its difficulties, Nanato and NPP have been able or were able to hold the country together. Nowhere can I continue to say a China. So what alternative?
Or can't about Ghana.
And citizen, yeah, talk about citizen.
What different?
Citizen.
And what is the alternative?
Citizen, we're talking about vote buying. Also, there are some different Ukraine abasis here, but we will go on it. Why? That was it. Thank you. One of our
take care. My brother also can say maybe about the same issue. Now we make assertions about the state of Ghana aircon. And that mean we also able to say a day alternative na NDC deba. Now my brother there what can say NPP abai AAC, but yen famra the real world say okay me see you. I'm underperforming. I accept it. What be you made? Say ube ye. Ube tena hono. Die na me ya na enye na ema ube tu me no. You are doing worse than what I was doing. And now you're turning around to tell me, say, me mum na me create mess. But you knew that mess was there. And into na be yi me di no. Say wo be fix it. Into wo no buy no why into me am be fix it. No why in the way sir. Now you turn around and tell me say because of mess I me create into na. Also wa be create more mess. How do you work that out? And secondly, if I have a solution, my solution, me informa o say, me person free so. Na me babaye, intimidate mouth. Maybe you probably not be able to do it, or you wouldn't do it as good as a strategy. Intimidate farm, bro.
Is that the difference between like the Western world and Africa? In the sense that in the Western world, so in Bibia. Therefore, you are copying his
politics
idea.
And the Western idea. Send me name I'm facing here by argument. Baby to say UK, any America drew India democracy. In Yendru, take baby steps are yeba. Inti dear or more, for now, we are aspiring to do that. But in Yendru.
Okay.
And ki ya woha, ke ye, said the ABS say, you buy a kuma we say hospital. Ye papa Mahama esi hospitally ka NPP abai no akaka kreb no awi no abeto aso ne awie na nurses abem doctors abem na ye adwuma na eko eye Ghana fo na
obi any hospital no
o adwuma na ekonko ho 7 years ye giant it was almost 75% complete adwuma na
hold on call
adwuma na da konko ho but me say ye nke beboa Ghana am yakwa because of your style of politics any no cry any
please caller can you lower your volume please? We can hear noise from there please. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening. Pacho one friend Afrifree.
Daniel Watson the Caterpillar.
Okay, Daniel, man, wait, your man 1 minute because of your 1 minute. Yeah, thank you.
The community of chairman or wait. Na NDC for no. That's a man of I don't know.
Me Pacho, your friend, hold on, Honorable Kwesi Amankwa. Hold on, please. Honorable Kwesi Amankwa, wait me aka.
Okay,
hold on, me say repeat it, me can't know why. Honorable Kwesi Amankwa.
Okay, Honorable Kwesi Amankwa.
Thank you. Thank you.
But you know, problem of Ghana no. Hanover who is problem this year. And the reality is, at the airport war, the reality is here. After the Ghana, now Kumu High, you know, and my Kumu, and different from what Ghanaians are going through. Economy, no, I actually will catch it, man. I'm a tender here. Or I know, witness if I said. So what Kumu High Ghana was here, and the amount has changed. 18 was already using our Qatar. I don't know exactly what's going on everywhere in the world. And yet Ghana said, the Ghana, we are trying our best to solve all these problems. My main question now will be to hear about vote buying. See, when we're talking about vote buying in Ghana, when you far or man, you said, a battle, you one, how will you? You are doctor from we are 22. All of my you said NDC the same. You never really won any election before, and it's still election. And to share since 2012, NDC for lose election be around the electoral commission. My friend said, they say almost humiliated about attendance. More repeated, I think not easy and a quiet election. I mean, case almost criticizes the mental years. If that NDC is new, when anything it doesn't go their way, NDC speak a different language. But they go against them, then they come all out to criticize somebody. Vote by NDC for policy. Using kids to vote, the NDC for policy. And I mean, you can go on and on.
Yeah, that was why. Thank you. Yeah, that was it. Thank you.
Wait, na make us mama.
Honestly, anchor.
Bro, mama 1 minute na me face. Mama kasa minute miss.
No, thank you. Why? Watching. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, bye.
Wait, me gba fa yin be kan mama.
Thank you very much. Why? Yeda wasi bebre.
Mama come back.
Yeah, man, come here. Wakasa sa. What is second you buy me kasa?
Money.
2 or 3 times. And I still am a gentleman. Me ma. So what the kasa?
Mate, me da say. Unse asema me nu ekin. Same thing. Say me ka say the air course wa ha menim. Entisa asem yenye te studio ha na ye kasa. Me break asem. E dey na mkan. Me see yeah, accept sanity. We are a global issue now.
Yes.
But I was talking about the solution to that problem. And I make us say, yeah, solutions are NPP are buying a mine. A time a how more and a better years. Compared to ye papa Sunaka, some more can say. On per se already we acknowledge the burden that UK force. Crown my heading.
So what are you petition?
There be the all can into mammy. A person me repeating what else. Say na be ya obi nkofan say me vote buying. Vote buying. I said vote buying. Would the yanka vote buying?
Vote buying. No, I mean, you the way I was phrasing your question. No, in fact, I was at a loss. But what is the whole picture of the vote buying that we are talking about?
Well, in Ghana, no, a criminal offense for anyone to give voters gifts, donations, or whatever. But it's happening. And what my question is the police doing enough to stop this practice from happening?
Okay. I think, Sanya Minya Nanamanko Akasai, on one hand, we were a bit whether it's fair or not.
So
there are no dinner, you know. I know can was in Mimoa.
And it lead to
a loss. Now, person be bisa on also question. Say, you know, police station now, no, you who you now can was him. Nana man kwabiti mi atna any Ghana for nyina nana akosi. Okay. Me de nana so so.
Okay.
So what you say?
Why nana?
My nana.
Okay.
Ani di nti. So okay.
Yes.
Enti nana man kwabiti mi atna dem hanum ne. Aka kire Ghana for direct send ya mehwe mo nimu ya me ne mo kase.
The camera ni.
I say. Me nana man kwa. Emra me call ransom. Manfa kapreba an show bia nsem se je na fa kotoba ma se otimi kasa asem no ampa otimi hwe camera ani na oka sa asem no ampa me bom nsem ama so onim se nya no kra maninka because no so ye indictment on him because you see am no kasa kuma ufo ehwe
yes
kuma ufo tie because the vote buying in Ghana as at the same definition of vote buying. Is it because of so we do kosi table na ye de or the chichanti na ye vote buying na ana so say sabi o me nka say me na mankwa nipa na gina ye ni nyina sorry anadwo no a wo mo nam fie mu ni asori dan mu no a na wo mu hiesie group by group no a na sika she envelope mu a na omode hye omo nsem no both NPP and both NPP and NDC and also never vote buying method no one. I'm not in agreement with that at all. It is completely out of order and I condemn it 100%.
If
it is not right at all. But you see the problem that we have created for ourselves here. And they say, oh, Kofono Mubabe you can't tell me. Say over 3,000 Ghana cedis, 4,000 Ghana cedis, 2,000 Ghana cedis, 1,000 Ghana cedis. Now the assembly Pumudia Mobi say, and the case can I know the normal. which Nana Kwesi Amankwah, definitely you cannot sit here and tell me that you never met delegates or not delegates at that time. But or maybe they did their election as well. So delegates plus that election. Obetimi pa ka se wan fa kapreba anhye envelope mu anfa ma obi se onye nyame de mu ase koto aba ma mekeke na mumu de fire case. That is it's the same. It's the same. And so if we want to deal with this, let us be very open with ourselves. Let's condemn it from all angles.
Hold on,
because election now is happening NDC for national level. It is not different from any elections that are happening at North and they happening at Kumaru. What is the matter on us? Both parties are doing the same thing. Now you know the reason why, and the reason is this: that instead of us focusing on building our country for these people, say, "Womubetimi anya adwuma ye ewo omo local base no na ochina no onya burden to anybody no." Ghanaian mentality, and I will use it as I have to use it, is that the bien ya person obinya akwa nsomo yen. Instead of say be lift omo up. And even many parliamentarians as we speak, it has become something that because of that behavior in terms of the Nipana, even the delegates as well as the electors now from one. Development in most of the time and so many. Opa yele said then na obana wansa amfa sika ankam ho amfa ma omo, they will vote against you. So parliamentarians right now intentionally park the money instead of development and go and use it for them to pay for it, and then they go back constituency cry. Yeah, but some make maybe 1 second change na me na me landi because I dey way I dey
busa akosi say wa ma bi da
ma bisa na question.
Yes.
O person o yi ano a obetuma yi ano on person o yi ano so
o da be dem person yi ano me no person yi ano but o ka say time of
ba ni me person me trace si ana me kana wo dey bibia betwa mu ne say Ghana na ye wo sisi ya no. On both sides of the aisle, NPP, NDC. Ye chasebi ato ho no mu a, say ya anye careful a, ebeduru baabi no, ye bekum nipa ana aton, ama nipa ade, ne de ato abama ye. Because enye right. Personally, I feel it is completely wrong. The law na ye kan law no ene de hwan na nkoche hwan ye che no na hwan ne tua de ukochi nipa kro nje sia wo so man case ka so mfa nkolukum nti amra no where does it stop ehin fa na ekiki yin ba ba ye aduma oti dem bezem jona say nti there is so vague that law no class me ya o munyi ntontwene na ye starting practicing common sense, excuse my language. Now you make it sure say we need to be conscious, deliver and create more opportunities for the people, for them to be empowered and stop depending on them.
If police are doing their job, and we don't care.
Police wanna chia. See, I say nipa I to abana ato kumawu. Nipa to wasin off no. Every single person. Omo nyina ba TV so ba catch so omo discard.
Yes.
Enti omo dey any enti no. Prison go any do wo yema.
Almost onsro nipa.
Asema me no kan
mra nya adwuma. Se mra ya adwuma.
Asema me no kan otimase.
Meti ase ba dem kire se mra ya adwuma o magina.
Enya mra no na anya adwuma. Ya chi no pe ya be say ja no NDC fo ankasa be kwa akokate nipa kro no police pani kro no se onya no NPP fo be kwa akokate police pani ni so onya no. Asema me no kan tienie. I'm not going to be say we dey make akokasa na me kasa ma NPP. I won't do that. What did they make you say? It's an endemic, it's a problem in our system, and I think we need to find a common solution. I'm not going to blame my brother, say, Abia, or Yebina, or Yeboni. Because it's a common thing that everybody is doing. Because if you don't do it, your opponent is doing it and will take advantage of a and a joke. At the media, I've been very fair. I'm not going to blame.
Let me
answer a question. Thank you.
Many of them say, won't say the Okan, the Meniji woman say, Yenya, Yatia says, no, and yet. It was a free system. The question will be, Sammy, I can look in the camera and say, I never gave 1 cedi to anybody to go and vote for me. Camera in here, me say, Kumu, the Oseme man, 1 cedi, and now 2 cedis, and now 20 cedis, say, Uncle to Obama, man. What me free, some more line, on free, no car.
I'm free, quite to whom to me.
What me be free, no car. My nye be that. And my nye, because say, Abia, me to me, but my conscience wasn't right. Say, Yes, I don't know. There are so many instances. One instance, Emma, it was on record. Students are omaba, so omobetuaba. They know me very well because most of the youth, I explained what I wanted to do. Me explaining vision. They were all in agreement. Say, look, Tomsi, you name say oba obeti mabuai. Ain't we want you? Me drew polling station no omujina ho. There were about 6 of them. Omujina ho. Omo train me see for my omo ba Tom City and I'm say now the matter we I was expecting so much to abanawi ye nyan to ye twan I'm say omo train me say no more point to another group omo gina ha ya mo omo nye eska ya mo omo 50 Ghana am obi akoto na ye de ya anye because ye mpese ye beto omo because kan ye oji a ye ma wo e kan tam gusu azen wo bodu agusu nti ya anye because yempese ebekwa akoto na yepese yetuma na yentimi nkoto no kawo na mse muntimi nkoto no kwa sesen se wo so ye bibi na mse menye bibi sesen se o ma jiska wa hanti ka wo so o ma ebia na mse out of curiosity this was the question I made to mom out of curiosity how much do you want to sell your future for the next 4 years after you know ma started stressing na we than anything na so ma koki kan muti abom omo dwene ho ko ba oh Tom say senka o my 100 bia and to be honest omo kan asasem no I was in tears because these are young people they have their omo ko school we kura anye obi a mefa no say oni hweye mo ye students they were willing to take that money which is in agreement with the eminu eken wa oma gia tum say sa na tie say obeje 100 cedis no ato abama for the I'm saying 90cc me mama 100 cedis no na niema amaka say me ba me nya chance a me ye nya me ba na ma nya how would you feel so say eno de sa na yetie obi aba obeka sese ba ye to man wi a ye hu omo nti sese a no ye pedi e benya sese
yes one more muska amount is that why there was a low turnout because turnout is that great
turnout no remember say by election bia you don't get the same turnout because a lot of people are to twine nti wo de ye stay on where you are for now na nti to be ayamare ye nti o me na am say look me nye and me enye say me nye say bia me nti me nye but me nye because the ma be catch on and am pese who hold me to
ofi de no nti na ma olusu e pese e bia how ye anka o beti ma
e bia come
yenti de bo ayi be ka call e be ka why oh okay he's gone maybe obesaba
e bia kula me ya come beto but for me as a leader no I want people to hold me accountable for what I've promised and sana make us a Ghana say yen get to that stage okay aban we aba oba oso obeye we at the end of 4 years they do see a koto aba anka campaign na see kroma eti ye beto aba kra wote ye nye campaign o but the aban na ye no obi ani tua edru ho a okwa onim de odeko nti yen get to that stage now we hold politicians I'm part of it
I was
a member of parliament they mean we can intro
one case hold on one case last this was in 2020 whereby he was giving bicycles out John Boadu kra no ne bufu wo ho at the time no only the general secretary of NPP now we issue a stern warning to Eric Amankwabile because aspirant in NPP parliamentary primaries at Asin North constituency. He was giving bicycle for people to vote for him.
Right.
But when you vote, then he went on collecting the bike. So John Bodu man one is say Koji Obi Biker, they will sack him from NPP because they feel say it was not right. But more recently, on 23rd of on the 5th of July,
I think
this Baumia was accused of say Oyusu government calling Owusu Amankwa, the Ashanti regional campaign manager for Alan Chamate, or Akisu Baumia for using government resources and workers in his bid to secure the party's flag bearer position. To say, oh no, Akisu no, say we use government funds. So this donation issue, gift issue about vote buying, it's a problem.
A problem. Mr. Asima,
I think it's a question, not a simple question. Now answer as I want to be a movie. And the info no sir. Now baby, I me person me can be two was in the outcome so. And yes, I may cut to so, but make sure what we see so. Say you have made it clear to Ghanaians listening to you around the globe that mo de mo policies na mo de baba be ye adwuma no mo de asia dakam ndi se nyame adom ne to aba no mamu wi.
Oh no, the policies will come out. Say, best start a campaign.
I'm only quoting you. You right. Say for mamu bi me wi. So what I say, we as MPP, when we were coming to power, we were literally touting all the things, the policies and the programs that we will run. And at the end, na mo want me area, na mo use, na mo find na power, na mo sorry call yansa na yan ba ya itimi ba ya de. Ntini wo.
A question, but
no, it's a statement. It's not a question. I'm just trying to re-echo what you said. Nti now, what's now what can is here, and you were literally basing it on. Gomeme can say that alternative, should also be available. Say. Ampa ban near ye ba ye be ba be yamawu na wo policy ye papa eno de also de asa adaka mu but den kokon ketenkete policy de utimi ton e mani ye me no ani ade ba ko a me medwene ho a wasem kan sisi an me no nya adwene ba ko kra
me pato MP
because when you say me be ko mo manifesto kokon ketenkete ko mo sie ya ke metumi aba e de ade na ba ko no so ye papa na enya nkokon ketenkete de no de omso omde sie na nkokon ketenkete ne prakon ketenkete na de omso ombe ba me ayen na yen vani bi eno na me pese me ende
question na obi and asema meti ade bi American say your politics na yen e bi na menu say ye can asem but baby a ye dey kofa ye defeat asema e pese ye can ye policy we a political party you have your strategy. You chose at the time, say, Ubeka policies, okay. Time ni dre, be nye ni ebeshe wose kanene, ana kanichina. Time is you two mono, and more policies by. It's the same thing I'm saying here. Say at this moment, you manifesto ya ye. Say last week ye booker ye be launch. Nini it's about 735 pages. Ye be launch. It's in the pipeline. Yes, say yen can I send in campaign. Okay. But the other part may get it and say.
But I'm going getting policy.
Honestly, maintain. But I know say for the sake of communication, you take something out of context. We take something out of context and make noise about it. You heard the full text of our conversation. It will mean something different. But I know to one side. More policies are more say alternative near day. Free SHS. Pacho ye papa John Dramani Mahama or start Momo beso mo start mo yen gidi. In all honesty, yen hwe nyame anim ene nokre. We can ask parents or more Ghana here about free HS. Are they happy about it? No. They are not happy. It's a very great idea. But the implementation, any selfishness a mono. Ama adi papa anke beboa Ghana for. Maybe the tembia I'll keep speaking for Ghana before NDC and before NPP. Ebeboa Ghanaians, Ebeboa Yankra.
Kumawu people not benefiting from it.
It's open. And yet Kumawu Kwame can Ghana.
No, but
parents, they are not benefiting as they should. Uber Costella and why? And it's implementation. Now, what's the free SHS? Ediani Ombedi, uniform Ombeshe, books or Mobeto. The parents, most of these parents cannot afford it. It is still an chronic fee. Into media, how we implemented free SHS. It was just a political play to win votes.
What's more candidacy who say because of say parents in his own more money they don't want to
any books, any school uniform.
One is almost
wow. Is that no, what you were supposed to give it to them, but it's not coming.
And because of that,
they can afford it.
This is quite a bit a serious statement that you have made, though.
Wow.
Because I don't believe that.
No investigation.
But the point here
is parents
the free senior high school.
They are supposed to be enjoying the free senior high school. Meka Kumawu and Meka all around Ghana. I've been to Kumawu. I've been to the North Tamale. I have friends there. Parents and quality fee then. Oh, yentimi inform Munko school. And I'm there. That's a free SHS, free school.
And that body. Do one other body. And are you talking about the day students?
The day students. And they say if free SHS started free. Maybe say it started free 1 year.
What year? I think is it the year say 3 years.
Different system.
And
3 years. There be make Ghana there. Say Ghana there.
The embassy says oh him kran and 6 form and I know 3 years me boss. So okay. Krumana say oh mate 1 year. Every so they are secondary school now.
That's it.
And now man we na koye.
Yeah, I think that
before that now you're going to uni.
Yes.
Okay. So no 3 years instead of the 2 years in this country.
Right.
In the after secondary school.
Primary no.
So after junior secondary school, then you go to the senior secondary.
Then what we're talking about is there.
But here no now we cannot
make a year and Crown started benefiting from free education.
Yeah, that is when they get to. Is it not free from the stage to this point?
Exactly. Yes. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's not happening. Because in Crown that if you can't politics say you're free.
No, but I think that no, you're just
but the policy is not well thought through. It wasn't well
the policy that no, say me can have floor in this name.
I'll keep quiet for you to talk. I mean, I asked you
and I know you gave
me
now the way in so I say. And you know the point here now kind of free SHS there. I can also bet with you say the percentage that are benefiting is seriously higher. So if there are certain lapses, and it does not completely destroy the idea and the concept now. What we have to do is this, and I'm glad that you said your mama started here.
Yeah,
and
we started here implement. What's the policy? Who implemented send a sustainable? Sorry.
And the send you started on the end say, oh yeah, dear. So we started to correct for us. And I are calling full force. About increasing, I'm gonna do a very powerful level whereby every Ghanaian is enjoying it and benefiting it. And so
I really don't know about benefiting from it.
It has now become an existing idea, okay, which needs to be improved. It's like having a healthcare system.
Yeah.
It became an idea. And that idea has been there forever. So we need to keep improving upon them until say free SHS national health system the same thing. Labor for this idea by social intervention better. But every government that comes up always focus on it and improve upon it. National health insurance scheme, about existing idea. And then we need to improve upon it. But more diana sometimes more say more far the be crumple emma. But bomb more so now the bands who are mobile. No more running it down, no more saying a whole problem with NDC because
example
the example is the 1.2 billion debt that you left on any
debt saying up me uncle
fine
debt. Who make debt?
Me choose.
Who make debt?
Make that particular institution. Assembly maker.
No, I thought we were talking about policies. What's the policies? It's a policy. Yeah, and I mean, policies. Yeah, in policy ban. Policy implementation. Policy ban. I'm going to buy a best saying.
And I'm not say. BBT say your friend is saying free SHS. Yeah, make one MCCA. Metro Mass Transit, and I remember.
Not about the ban. About the ban. You best saying.
And the one who died by.
Me pacho kula. Question I hear beside. I say my wokan. What's it? More the policies about any about. And I may be saying my example of policy. More the buy ya be saying. And you're talking about free SHS. Free SHS. More the buy. Some buy more na mujinemu.
Free SHS.
In the air by him be saying.
Uti. I don't know. We go there. They want to attack. No,
say
Metro Mass Transit. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
I'm talking about social intervention of ideas. Metro Mass Transit where me call a bit to say Aguna West. You move from saying a chrono design.
What do you counsel?
And Fantima Mohawk baby. Now Metro Mass buses in CC one and no to 2,000 you're talking about over 100 of them.
Yeah.
Now Nina CC form.
Mona mo de buy na mo ja ma go.
No. Before
NDC
before we came to government asem no
Metro Mass nye papa kofo.
Ye de buy. It was functioning beautifully. The mo buy mu no ni nyina ba sisi ni nyina say ye.
Before
asan ye ba 2016 as say yes
me the more come back because we only have 5 minutes. We the more come back to vote by you know. Now looking at 2024 no, because me ma 2 minutes na mama alabo akosiso 2 minutes na yen fan close because ya ko kakra
enkomo de onkomo ye me do o so me gba ni esa bo
now
me da say
looking at 2024 no, what does the future hold in terms of Ghanaians voting for a free and fair elections? Because Mama has stated that the 2024 elections will be won or lost at the polling station and will be a do or die at the polling station. So this is what he's saying.
Yes, Mama Diamond started na me.
Right. Your papa statement are all making.
That's it.
Was it do or die no boy?
Honey the ebejina
will be won or lost at the polling station.
Do or die be about.
The party has learned their lessons from 2020 elections.
2020
and will wait to let those lessons be repeated. And he repeated that the 2024 election will be won or lost at the polling station, will be a do or die.
It will be a do or die affair. We are very interested in that.
Until the issue about vote buying, which means that it's not being addressed and a critical issue. That is what it is. So what is your assessment?
My assessment.
Yeah, about 2 minutes. You hear clock or no? Until about 44.
44. My assessment will vote buying near Kankusi. Yes, it's wrong. You're wrong. NPP are buying. That was their strategy. Part of their strategy in Kumawu. And what police na nyene juma. Because then they make me kuhumbi. Police. From the first place, I think about 5 different places. It was the same answer I got from the police. Enyina ha baby ejina no menhuye. Eyemra se ne me eka. Menhuye. Omo mfama ha. Omo gina on baby menima de omo ye ho. Me de aha na me ma ne. Nti e de ba. Eyemra wokan minti min so no konse chinchina free ha ne koho koye se adwuma. But under a year police ni wunim se e wo se wo ye adwuma. Se ne wo kan obi ya de etiamra. Sabi excuse me to say anka obi gina ho ton endubone a ka betum rika kwa akochi no. But yemfa ni nsi ho. De ya ti ase me ne menu anya both NPP and NDC Mr. Mo NPP ni NDC fo amohwe yen yete ha ye ka se enye nti MPs munyai voters or the bar menye eye futu yemfa no ento 2024 ye papa asem wo kan se ye hu se NPP aban find it as we saw in Kumawu any asin any 2020 election they are trying to use the state institutions i.e. the police the EC to say election enkoyi somehow Kumawu a few things happened that we were not happy about. We spoke about it, but media medanyame as say ye nya basa ye bia de see ye see we I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. But 2024 no polling station ho no we are not going to be ignorant. Ye nkogina ho enkata ye ni. We'll make sure we train our people. We'll make sure they are there to do what they are supposed to do. Na eno na afei say easy try say obehu from maybe ye ni so a ye manensi. Ye ma police embe intimidate yen. Ye ma soldier embe intimidate yen. You better make sure say abana Ghana
police were intimidated you but wanye na juma.
But
you didn't do anything. You didn't take the police to the police station to report, make a complaint.
Now what we did, and I'm going to assign no. Say police no maka was who nim ho hwe. Say na me nu yake and wonim your system be about me time no one here. Your system be aha Ghana ye nyanru ho. Aha wo de kwa ye besom ye be. Say na me nu ya eka ya wo de kono you waste your time. We leave it. You're quite saying you make sure more teachers can. Yeah, will come there and come and stop you. You can't be doing that here. And we stop them and we won. We'll do the same 2024. We'll make sure say more teachers can. You beka nipa say I saying for ama the whole Ghana and who say sika teacher no and what.
Thank you. They say omutimi for so long by themselves. I'm a NPP for ntimi anya kwa chiska. Ntimi ya sure pa says kana nko for ba TV no so be kan say omadi sika na di. No. Anya no kore. If we say omu ye aduma no ye. Ama obi ani wa yeah man no sika bia say omu be kan e be twan tro na kire because we say mutimi ehwe Emma says he can try and coso. It in a movie election. It is a yanasi. What me have clarify say. Say before.
Some politicians say, yeah, what yes. I am a fair mystery, but me pacho million. 2 minutes.
I know Akasa. And on your kind and I miss me pam home kakra bi dia ya semka. And you two for na match Ghana for say and a candidate or be bad hatching, I will come out. Our NDC may say, or more to me Bobani, I will ascend no. In the NPP for ye nya kwan Jessica Mubia.
And I mean, you want to buy as much as we can.
A question for no mobile on Tinetico videos. And the Bible say, or Mumma me 2 foot from Ghana for and me say you be cheap cow. That is how I understand it. And that one, thank you very much for that clarification. Now the point here, vote buying. And I'm saying this with all seriousness. Because I don't understand why we have to have a platform that is completely corrupt. Say yen konko to abanfanko yimra hye badwafo omo na ekọ hye emra na e ka kire ye se obi kotua bribe ma obi a eye criminal offense na yen ma wo mo no okwan na omo nkotua sika mfa mankrofo enko bribe wo na yenni wo mo mfo mo nko parliament na omo nko hye mra ma yen se memi kotua bi ma obi a yen kyeme. I don't get it. And this is a very serious thing that Ghana needs to look into to address. Because I'm being very honest, on both sides of the aisle, it is killing the country's image, it is destroying the country's front. Ghanaians who take the money to vote should think, because niamo yen, what do you say, a year agrodie at the contia. Moda so da baby amode dano at the contia development bia ma kumawu too much no at the contia munya hospital papa enfan namu no at the contia munya kwan papa en drive wo so no sa nyema na mo ye no eno na ma parliamentarians no on both sides, many of them, I might not be all of them, but many of them akipu sikana dia gu adakam say se mo mpese mo benya good hospital se dia ya de begu ho atam no so a ya de abrem na mo de abode e de atwaba e de amayen but on a more serious note, Ghana Parliament itself should sit up and look into this and stop it because it's not good.
Madam,
It's killing our country. Thank you very much.
Na me enchia Mr. Enchia say it me 1 minute. Na me chia kuma ufo. Na me say me nu afutu odi ama kuma ufo no. Yentie
camera no.
Kuma uman me chia na baafo Berima Safo ene na baafo Bodmase ene ahemfo kuma wunya ne kuma constituency na me nu afutu odi ama mo no mesrɛ mo oye MPP chairman.
Katre
MPP
chairman. UK.
Katre
Say sikatue tu
ene kuma wunko
amunti na empuntu a me ba to asema ye kasi eti o se de enti a kumawu empuntu a mo hia emma no eye sika a mo gyegie no enti ene mo mienya empuntu oni epe obi a discover ye nsom ye enkoto abapa
asen no fofo so de na ka ti
asen no fofo o mo de so mo nim dada
eti na o mo anye
anu na o mo gi ya o mo di ya o mo koye ni fuo enti kuma o ma
ye da say
last one okay afutu amedema ene se me da MPP UK nyina se me executives am no mo ye adwuma any all the chapter executives and all the members and our teaming supporters across the globe are almost support to MPP. If it's a party organ and a him I to me Ediakonya assistance now. Ya so as once. Ye party baako a ato renchen bia anto yen na odi lande IMF edi atu sumu emfie nu. Ana ye party baako so na wo bɔ no homoden apagya dua na fi wampa na COVID-19 any Ukraine war esa abagye dua no san de to fom a ene wasan asɔre so wo se pagya ne biem. And it mumu nyina na yemfa nso MPP aban asene yempagya duane mfansi wo se ne be ye begu nhirene na eno baba be ye the macro no na the micro na nhirene na beba na betima tetiagu abaye aduaba a ebi betimi aso obi aso.
Thank you.
Match this UK chapters nso na enra Manchester adefa bi ko so chairman of Manchester Yeboah, they did a brilliant job. We organize branches and the chapters, and they are doing a great job. The election e be baso, mesre say omomi enfa nkabomu na elections e baso. Omonye no asumdwem nkabomu na yenko chusi ye leaders e de beko 2024. 2024 minim say eye den. MPP abai e twini mu ene betene ekoye pekura na akunya no.
Ya NDC go wa mo nto ba
yeah, da mu nyina say thank you very much and have a good evening. Producer Jobedu and Sister Dansua, we thank you for your hard work, and I know Mr. Kweku Bimpe is also here. Kweku, have a good evening. Have a good evening. And thank you very much. And God bless you all. God bless you. Thank you.